others that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different with me. God's plan, God's plan.
Hey, and welcome back to His Point, Her View, podcast number 28. We're back. And,
Hey.
yeah, no, correction, I'm back. She's not back because she refuses to be completely back. So, explain to yourself, young lady, why we just have this picture.
You have the picture because my hair is not done. So you're lucky you got me this time, homeboy. So, you know, I'll be back on camera soon. Ain't nobody trying to see my little ugly face anyway. So it's not a big deal.
Whatever.
It's not a big deal.
Whatever. I even have this like glorious mess behind me, which I don't think will ever be clean completely. This is about the cleanest it's probably been in like a month.
Oh my gosh, my OCD would be going crazy.
Yeah, you would. Mm-mm.
What?
You'd be
Yeah,
like
that's not.
Adrian Monk. You'd be just like losing your mind.
Yes. And you know what? The sad thing is, um, whenever I go over somebody's house for the first time, I don't judge, but I judge them a little in my head, depending upon what the house looks like. And I give you a pass, kind of, if you have kids, because when you have small children or children, sometimes you can't keep the house as nice or as clean. But if everybody's, can clean up behind themselves, there's a little judgment going on. So for you, there's all kinds of judgment going on.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. My only excuse could be that I'm a creative mind, and creative minds aren't necessarily organized when it comes to cleaning. So that would be my one excuse. But otherwise, just life and laziness. It's fine.
Mm. My office is sometimes kind of messy, but I call it organized chaos. And
That's a good way
I,
to look at it. I live in organized chaos.
yeah, but it's only chaos for like maybe a day, and it's only because I don't have the time to clean it up. So, but now I'm on my when you take something, you put it back where it belongs, and you never have to clean up, and that's my motto. So, you know, that's
So
just
it's
me though.
always a good temporary living space.
Okay. Anywho, okay.
Just be happy I don't pull the camera out because then you'd be really
Please
horrified.
don't. Please don't. Because I'm very, very weird and strange. And so, you're gonna make me have a freaking anxiety or a panic attack. Have me freaking out and ready to hop a flight to DC so I can clean up. Don't do
Mhm.
that.
Actually, I should pull it out because I need somebody to clean my place. That would
Ah,
be that would help. That would fix that problem. Although to be fair, most of the stuff is stuff I've been sorting through because I'm trying to get rid of stuff. Because I realized like I'm starting to bleed into my like family tradition of hoarding shit
hoarding.
that I don't need to. And it's like I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
like my family because my aunt she lives in a house that there's still stuff from my grandmother being there. My grandmother's been dead for damn near 2 decades now. Um, there's still shit in that house that my grandmother was hoarding on top of the shit that my aunt's hoarding, and it's just like you'll find other things living within that hoarding. So
Yes. Yes. Oh boy. Yes.
yeah, so I tend not to go visit there because yeah.
Well, I just reorganized my bathroom last night. I went through, um, and I don't really hoard a lot of stuff, but I tend to buy a lot of things. Um, and then it's not all the time, it's just in spurts. Like, I'll say a couple of months ago, I decided to kind of refresh my skincare routine. So I bought the skincare stuff, and then, like, I tend to to change body washes. So I had to organize my body washes because they're sitting up on my. There is a. It's like a ledge. Well, actually, it's like a window seat that's right next to my tub. So I have, my candle that I light when I'm taking my bath. I light my candle. I turn on my music, and then I pick a body wash. So I have about 7 or 8 body washes. So I had to organize those, and then, you can't smell the same all the time. Gotta, switch it up.
Mm-mm.
So, and then I have a nice basket that sits on the corner of my tub that has like my lotions, my body butters, my creams, and all that. My brother laughs because when he comes over, he's like, going in your bathroom is like a spa. He said, so I don't really like coming in here because it's like a girly spa. I'm like, well, I am a girl. So if I come in here and it starts to look like a man lives here, we got a problem. So, well, maybe that wouldn't be a problem, but anyways. So yeah,
Yes.
you need to clean up that damn house. You need to organize that shit. And whatever you're giving away, give that shit away. Don't even hold on to it. Just look at it and just say, you know what, I'm gonna give this away. Once it's in the giveaway pile, don't go back to it. And which that can be hard too, because I have clothes that I have never worn. But I told my daughter that what I'm gonna do is this um this closet tip that I found. And it's if you can't figure out which clothes you wear or don't wear because you love them all when you look at them, you turn your hangers backwards. And from that day forward, whenever you wear something and you launder it and you hang it up, hang it back the right way. And so if you look at it and you see stuff that you haven't worn in like a year, those things with the hangers still backward, take them down, give them away. And so I know, well, I bought some stuff. I've been here in this house 5 years, 5.5 years almost. And there are some things that I brought with me from St. Louis that I bought in St. Louis that I have never worn. And so I'm going to try to wear them or give them away. So you need to do the same thing.
See, that's the thing. Giving away that stuff isn't that hard, and most of the stuff I'm just going to throw. My thing is, since I'm I'm into tech stuff and like
Yes,
messing with computers. I have like hard drives from fucking computers that haven't existed in over a decade.
but you
Still
don't
in my
throw that shit out.
yeah, I know. I don't know
What?
why. Because I have a bunch of enclosures and I occasionally use those and I'll like use them for data transfer. But it's like I have at least 5 terabyte hard drives. So I don't think I need this 300 gigabyte hard drive to
No,
be
you
floating
don't.
around.
No, you don't. But if it is an external hard drive, send it my way because I need, well, need is a
Well, that's the
relative
thing. I
word
don't
when
have
it
an
comes to
external hard
tech.
drive, but
So,
I do have 3 enclosures,
oh,
which
throw that
means
shit away.
that basically, no, because I can turn them into external hard drives.
Oh, the enclosures itself, right.
Yeah, just the enclosure itself. So
And then, mind you, I say
I
I
probably could give
need,
you one of these things because I don't need all 3 of them. Don't use
but
all
not,
3.
but I mean, mind you, I say I need one, but need is relative when you're talking about tech because I have 2 external hard drives. One just has my music on it and uh, my files, and then the other one is purely for the backup of my laptop. That's the only thing that is on there. Is the backup of my laptop. That's it.
Yeah, no, I
And it's
need mine.
and it's too big. Like my laptop's internal memory is not even as big as the hard drive. So I think that what I'm going to do is go and get one maybe a step down so that I can use this 5 terabyte for something else.
See,
So,
no, I need my. To put it this way, in my computer currently right now, I have a 2 gig. I mean, a 2 terabyte, and no, two 2 terabyte hard drives and a 1.5 terabyte hard drive internally. I have 3 terabyte hard drives, 2 500 gigabyte hard drives. And I was looking on my desk and I just realized this is how old the shit I have. You probably can't see the number on this, but this is an 80 gigabyte hard drive. What
It's
the fuck I need an 80 gigabyte
nothing.
hard drive for? I
Nothing.
don't know. But it's been sitting here and it's like, why is this here? I
Well,
don't
make
need
it
it.
into an external hard drive and gift it to like a college student or something.
Why
Boom.
80 gigs? That's nothing these days. That's like,
I I mean, if you gift it to them, just tell them, you know what, it's only 80 gigs. Write some
no, that's what I'm
papers and
saying. I
save them
can
or
give
something.
them one of the 500
Oh,
500 gigabyte ones because I
oh,
got so
geez.
many of those. See, I actually think I have a 320 gigabyte and a 250 gigabyte somewhere too. Now that I think of it,
That's
and I
funny.
have like DIM memory from 2005 that I found. The fuck?
Oh, oh, you can give that all away.
Yeah, I can give it to the
Oh,
trash can probably because if you still got a computer that still use that, you need to get a new computer. Seriously.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Maybe that's all they have at the time. So.
You really need to work on getting you a new computer at that point. It ain't gonna work, but I'll figure
Hmm.
it out. I'll take the time to invest in all of that stuff because I just will find weird things. Like I finally found my remote control to my camera.
Mm. Well,
It is what it is. All right, so we're gonna be changing up the format a little bit. Um, Katina made some
yay.
suggestions, and I think we're gonna do that. I will say there's one thing to one of the suggestions that you made, the playlist. I think I figured out what I'm going to do with that. Basically, we're gonna go over a song of the week from our playlist. What I think I want to do is like I'll like in my editing, I'll lead
Hmm.
the show with yours, even
Hmm.
though we're gonna tell people what they are. I'll lead them with like I have to figure out how many seconds I can do without the legal copyright thing.
I thought it was 30.
It's 30, but sometimes YouTube is funny.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so I want to figure out. I think I'm gonna try to like go in between and do 20 just to make sure.
Right. Okay.
Um, and then I'll exit with mine, or we can do
Okay.
it vice versa, however you want to do it.
I'm easy like Sunday morning, so.
That's not on your playlist. I hope.
Not this week, but I do listen to it.
Okay, because I'm like I don't think I have Lionel Richie on my hard drive, so I had to go get it.
Uh, Go on now. I am a old school, new school, eclectic music person. So, you know.
Well, I know for me, I've been generally all new school because I've been doing nothing but listening to the Kendrick Lamar executive produced Black Panther soundtrack. And I think my song from that is so far Oops by Vince Staples and a South African artist by the name of Eugen Blackrock, which I actually looked up some of her stuff and she's really, really good. I think that's why I'm really into this soundtrack because it made me discover African hip hop artists and R&B artists.
I've already been exposed, so I have a few different people on my playlist that I listen to, and plus, I love to dance, and so when you go to those settings, you learn their music along with their dances. So, but my song of the week from my playlist is Drake, God's Plan.
Uh,
I Oh my gosh, I love the video though, and I think the video makes me love the song even more. So,
hmm.
yeah.
I don't
So
know if
those
there's
are our
anything
songs.
that would ever make me love Drake. I like some of his stuff, but love Drake.
I love that song. I love the video. And I have not heard the Black Panther soundtrack, but
Oh
before
my
you jump
god!
Wait a minute.
I
Wait
know
a minute.
it's not. It's nothing I would check you on. Trust me, but
I was gonna say, wait a minute, but I have seen the movie. So
yeah, we have
I
both
have
seen.
I have seen the movie. I love the movie. Um, and you'll be proud of me because normally I'm jumping up when the credits roll so I can beat the rush and the traffic. But I sat through both times because, of course, you think that him at the end making their statement is the end. But I always know that these movies have a lead in or a snippet or something regarding the other characters or different characters. So I stayed for the second time and saw the end. Don't know what it means, gonna research it,
I
have
can
some
tell you
food.
really quick. When we go into it. By the way, we are going to discuss the Black Panther movie. So if you haven't seen it by this time, one, it's been over a week. Yeah, I should have went and saw it. Two, we will spoil the movie in our discussion. So if you don't want to hear
Yes.
anything about the Black Panther movie, I suggest now you turn this off because if you don't, you're going to be highly pissed. I'll give you another warning before we really go into it, but just let you know we're going to discuss this goddamn movie in detail. So they'll be mad.
Okay. Who is your favorite character?
Um, Okoye, but I kind of have a bias.
Okoye.
I kind of have a bias.
What?
What?
Okay. Well, I mean, everybody in the movie did a phenomenal job. I think everybody played their characters and got into character very, very well. I loved the movie just from the opening. So from the opening to the second credits rolling, I loved it. Um, but why her?
Well, I loved like her conviction, her loyalty, her strength. And again, the bias comes from two reasons. One being it's Michonne. I love Michonne. If you don't know who Michonne is a character from The Walking Dead.
Yes. Now that is very true. That is
So,
very true
and
because
she's always been,
she is a beast.
yeah, and she's always been my favorite. So,
Yes.
and I have like a little bias because of that. But also my other bias because I always love aggressive women and dark skinned women, and that's like my kryptonite. Um, so the
Uh,
fact that she's
uh,
like just willing to impale a man to a desk for her country and her king, it's like damn, kind of turn on.
well, not only, not only that, but um, I think that there are so many favorite parts in the movie with her. Um, but I love the fact that she hated wearing her wig. She thought that it was crazy. I love the fact that she used her wig as a weapon. That was amazing to me. Um, but even more so, I loved when, um, and mind you, I don't know what his relation is to her or what his relationship is to her, but when the guy asked her, "You would kill me, my love?"
Yeah, I think they were married actually, which is
Okay. And when she said, "For Wakanda, I will," man, listen, or whatever the exact wording was,
yeah, without
I was like,
hesitation.
without even thinking about it, without even, I was like, man. But and then I also loved the fact that um, when Killmonger took the throne and Nakia was telling her to come on, and she said, I serve. That was like, okay, she's not wishy washy. She knows her priorities. No matter what anybody else thinks or feels, and no matter what her personal thoughts are, she's still loyal. So I loved that about her as well. So good, good choice. Good
Who's your
choice.
favorite?
You already know who my favorite is,
Shuri.
or do you know? You know it. You know it. That is,
That seems to
you
be
know it.
everybody's favorite. I'm like one of the few people I could think of that. I mean, she would be like, if I had to do a ranking, she would definitely be a close second though, because she was phenomenal in that movie.
And see, my okay, so and it's crazy to say this, but I love them all for different reasons. Their characteristics, their I mean, even M'Baku, I loved him. I loved M'Baku.
Yeah.
He man, listen. But the reason that I love Shuri is because like I was like, oh my gosh, that is so me. You know, she is into tech. She even got out there and was fighting. She was all about protecting her brother, who just so happened to be king. Um, like I'm like, oh my gosh, that was and Letitia Wright killed it as Shuri, in my opinion. Um, but I loved it. I also thought thought that it was beautiful the way that their relationship was shown, like a kitty joking part, a serious part, her, you know, joking with him and kind of chiding him about freezing when he saw Nikhil, all of that. Just and then her telling him, with the suit, hit it. And then she didn't tell him what the outcome was going to be because of the way that he hit it. And so I just, man, I love her. I loved her. She, in my opinion, was one of the most pivotal characters in the movie. Um, because that tech, her inventions, yeah, none of that would have happened without her. So,
Right. It's funny
and
because I was talking to Cardiac, and I agree with what he said. She's probably the most influential character
yes,
too, because he was saying how he hopes that she inspires a lot of other young black women
yes, I was
to
just about to
become
say
like
that.
geeks and do stuff like that.
I was just about to say that. She showed that you can be involved in STEAM and still be amazing. And it's so many young girls that look like us that don't see themselves like that in the world. Because I'll be honest with you, before I actually got into the field and started doing my research and seeking out mentors and things like that, I didn't know growing up, I didn't have someone that I knew personally or that I even knew about that looked like me. So that is like a big deal to me, a very, very big deal. Um, but it's just phenomenal. And I look forward to hearing young ladies say that, hey, I went to see Black Panther. I saw Shuri. Shuri made me want to go learn about technology, cybersecurity, computers, coding, become an engineer, all of that. Because, I mean, outside of NSBE, which is which is the National Society of Black Engineers, my exposure to people that looked like me was extremely limited. So I am, and not only the little brown and black girls, but also the boys as well. I'm looking at this as like the launch pad to even them saying, you know what, this is something that I want to be more involved in. So I'm looking forward to welcoming those that want to be a part of it into the brotherhood and sisterhood of nerddom, for lack of a better word. So, but yeah, but I mean, I loved them all. I loved Baku barking at the white man. I thought that was amazing. Like, shut up, we ain't talking to you. You don't have a place right now. We just need you to just sit there and just sit there. So, but yes, and Angela Bassett as the mom, she was a big, strong figure. Loved her. Forrest Whitaker as Zuri was amazing to me. So I mean, not by job. Like everybody was phenomenal. Everybody, even the little Asian lady was good. I'm like, man, wow. Okay, everybody's really stepping up.
No,
And I personally think that the one that stole the show was who? Who do you think stole the show?
other than Shuri.
Yes. Who do you think stole the show?
I mean, besides Shuri, I can't think of anyone who really like super. So I mean, that's Michael B.
What?
Jordan
Yes.
did a great job. Only for me, I wouldn't call him stealing the show, more as he did the most to spark conversation.
I think
And
that
he was the most
his performance
polarizing
was
character ever in a
yes,
Marvel superhero movie because
yes.
he was one thing that they have lacked. I don't know how many Marvel superhero movies you've seen, but in discussing this with other people who watched all of these, we tend to all agree most villains in these movies are kind of useless beyond just being a vessel to carry you to the hero doing what he needs to do, or you know, being a
Right.
catalyst of why the hero like evolves
Had
into what he's going to be. Whereas this guy actually had a true purpose. He had true
yes.
meaning. He
He had a
had a
nice
real,
backstory.
yeah, like, he had a real arc.
Yes.
Um, and he was a significant part of how the whole story in the movie shaped. Whereas again, like Ultron's a badass villain, but in Age of Ultron, he was just basically there to perpetuate the Avengers closer to where they're going to go with Infinity War. Not necessarily was you could have just called him anything and it would have worked.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
let me just from the perspective of because I don't read comic books. Sorry guys, don't come for me. That's just never been my emotion. Um and I'm not really into the Marvel movies. Um Probably couldn't even name one and it'd be the right one.
oh, that's
Um
kind of easy to do that. All you got to do is name a superhero. Just about you would get it.
oh okay. Well then I'm good on that then. But from my perspective, this is what I saw in Michael B. Jordan's character. Do, when you are first introduced to him in the movie, to me, it seemed like he was a peon of cloth. It seemed like he was just simply there to help Claw get to what he was going to get to. Um, and when we are first introduced to him, when he is in the museum and he's speaking with the woman, and you know me, I'm all for words. I love to watch a movie that if you don't pay attention, you can miss something very easily. In the movie, he essentially told the woman, you're looking at me, you're staring at me, you're watching me, but you're not even paying attention to what the real threat is because you're so focused on what you think is going to happen or what you think is what you need to be focused on. And when he said that, because it was me, my daughter, and her friend, but when he said that, I looked at my daughter and I said, she's not paying attention. Even before he said, you're not paying attention to what you're putting into your body. When he said, you're so focused or whatever he said, and I said, he spiked her drink. He spiked her drink. And then when she hit the ground and, he's calling for help, I'm like, okay, now how are they going to do this? Are they going to be part of the rescue team? How are they going to do this? So that was beautiful. Then he gets the mask. I'm like, okay, he's talking about this vibranium or whatever they come in and steal, but he specifically wants this mask. It means something to him. So then you go on and then you find out his story. But even in the beginning of the movie, when they are flying out from the projects and I saw the little boy staring up, I was like, okay, he's going to mean something. Had no idea that it would be Killmonger, but like just
Just
all the
to go
nuances
to
of it.
that for a second, Ryan
Hmm.
Coogler, you are a fucking beast because
Man, what
if
a
you
genius?
really pay attention to the callbacks, having like listen, talk to people, and realize this, if you go see this movie a second time, I implore you to pay attention to that little kid and to pay attention to
Yes,
what happens in that scene. That little kid looks like Michael B. Jordan. Had we have
yes, he
thought
does.
about it and we really have paid attention, that guy looked like Zuri. The eye. He had the fucking lazy eye like fucking Forrest Whitaker. I didn't pay attention until the second flashback. But when they showed the second flashback, like, I was like, his fucking eye is lazy just like Forrest Whitaker's. Like, Ryan Coogler played a hell of a lot of attention to detail. So
Yes,
the fact that you were missing certain things like that is crazy because he didn't. He made
right,
sure to throw those like clues for you if you really
right.
paid
And
attention.
see, the phenomenal thing, which, mind you, we've never went to the movies together and we've never watched a movie together, but my family hates me because we'll be watching something and I'll say, rewind that back, especially if we're at home. I'm like, rewind that back. Well, why? And I'm like, because in this shot, it was this way, but in this shot, it's that way. Or I'll say, pay attention to this because what I just seen will make you understand. And they're like, Dominique says it all the time. Mom, we can't watch a movie with you because I'm looking for the different little nuances and the small things. And whereas you're watching the character that is speaking, because that is where the focus is normally at, I'm looking at the background. I'm looking at what the people in the background are doing. I'm looking at all of that. Now, I did miss the guy with the lazy eye in the flashback. I did not miss the young man at all. I did not miss that. And then also at first, because I didn't know the story of Black Panther, at first I was kind of confused because I was like, okay, he died. So if he died, who becomes Black Panther? So I was kind of lost for a minute
Yeah,
on
although I
that.
will say the beginning kind of gave you a good like overview of where the
Yes,
character comes from. But
yes.
I think if you had saw Civil War, you would have understood it a little bit
Uh,
because
okay, well,
he was actually introduced in the Captain America Civil War movie.
okay, then I need to go back and watch that because and not that you have to watch it in order to
No,
understand Black
you don't.
Panther because you don't, because I perfectly understood what was going on. But of course, I like to have context.
Yeah, because
Um,
like his whole going to find the Kia thing to bring it back to the ceremony. If you've seen Civil War, you would have known his father died in a like accident and gave him the Black Panther chain because he was next in line. And that's where he got the suit originally from. It was his father's suit, and his father got killed in a terrorist act.
and they did go over that in
Yeah,
Black Panther. Um, and then I loved how they explained how the different tribes, some of them came together, some of them came together, and then the one tribe that decided, I
to
don't want to
worry.
say to defect, but they chose not to go with the group.
Yeah,
So I do love the way that he explained that. Just the symbolism in the movie. I love the fact of the wardrobe was phenomenal. The wardrobe was amazeballs. Um, man, I could literally go scene by scene from the beginning to the end, and it's something I loved about every single scene. I love that when Killmonger went to, I don't even remember what it's called, when they die and they go to,
oh yeah, and they go to the
so whatever that's called, I can't think of it right now. I'm sure I'll think of it later, but his ancestral plane, that's what it's
yeah.
called when you go to the ancestral plane. His ancestral plane did not look like T'Challa's ancestral plane, and that made all the sense to me. I would have been pissed if Ryan Coogler would have made his ancestral plane the same. Now, I would have liked, though, to see the dialogue between the fathers in the ancestral plane. I would have loved to have seen that. Um, and who says that we won't?
Mm.
Um, I would have loved to have seen what made Killmonger's father do what he did. And I mean, of course, we know that he probably saw the same thing that Killmonger's seen, was that the colonizers were taking over, his people were being
No, he kind
basically
of explained it, but I understand what you mean. Like, just like to get
right,
a scene where you see the moment where he was just like, "Yeah, enough's enough."
right. And then I will say that the funniest scene to me in the entire movie, let's see, Shuri saying, "What are those?" when she looked at T'Challa's feet was hilarious to me. Um, but what was even funnier was when Killmonger said, "Hey, Auntie."
I
Man,
need that
what?
T-shirt. I fucking need to find a T-shirt. That T-shirt that people are trying to sell on Facebook and get it.
I kid you not. When he said, "Hey, Auntie," I was like, "This is hilarious." Um, let's see. Shuri literally and figuratively ghost ride the whip when she was with them. I thought that was great. Um, Damn it, the whole movie was great, and I can't wait. And mind you, and Mike, you know this yourself. I don't buy CDs and I don't buy DVDs because CDs I can get music from Apple Music or any other um, distribution method. The last DVD that I bought was ah, and it's still in the wrapper, which is so crazy because I bought it. I even bought a Blu-ray.
It's a
Um,
Blu-ray.
well, I'm sorry, I bought the Blu-ray of the movie. I even bought a Blu-ray player so that I could watch it. I never did. Um, the NWA movie. So I bought that.
Oh wow, straight out of Compton.
Yeah. So I bought Straight Outta Compton on Blu-ray. I will be buying Black Panther on Blu-ray when it comes out. Um, so that is on my list to buy.
Uh-oh, did you break up? Or is that me breaking up?
How many times have you seen it?
Have I seen what? Black Panther? Once.
Hmm. Just once? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I'm
only
going
seen
this
it once.
weekend.
Me too.
Yeah. I found somebody who hasn't seen it, so I was like, "Oh, I'll take you, sure." Like, not really, not for
What?
them.
You ain't taking them. You going so you can see it yourself.
Exactly, because why not? I would have went
Okay.
like actually that Sunday of if I could have found tickets. Everywhere was sold out here for the entire weekend.
I went Thursday night.
Yeah, I went the Friday.
Yeah. We went that Thursday night. Um, which I didn't even know that it was out on Thursday night here until I just happened to be on Fandango and um saw it. I was like, okay, I'll go. And it was like 10:30. No, it was like 10:15 and the movie started at 11. And I was like, you know what, I'm going just like this. Hair pulled up in a ponytail, my hoodie, my jeans, and me, my daughter, her friend, and my grandbaby went. And we saw it in 3D. The
Yeah,
next time I see it, I want to see it at the IMAX theater and get a center seat so that I can be, surrounded with all the great sound and be able to really just catch the things that I didn't see the first time around because I'm sure I didn't catch everything. It's too many different moving parts. And somebody asked me, was there any part of the movie that I was disappointed in? And I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything because, like, of course, I don't know the comic. So I'm watching purely from the perspective of a movie. But, like, there were so many parts that
it's
I was like, this is good. This is great. This is wild. Like,
And see, that's the thing. If you were to compare it to the comic, they actually did a better job of defining characters than the comic because Killmonger is
Wow.
not that great of a character. Um, this is going to upset people. I'm sorry, but he's really not that great of a character if you go through his comic background because his motivations in the comic are just basically he just wants to be the king of Wakanda and he just keeps coming back to try to take the throne. He's not as deep or fleshed out as far as motive reasons. You know, he's not related. As far as I can remember from what I've read, he's not related. He's just a guy from Wakanda who simply just wants to take over shit, and his motivation is just to get rid of the Black Panther and become, the guy in charge himself. He doesn't have any real. I mean, there are other characters like they actually changed up a lot of the background of some of the characters. Like Shuri is more of what Killmonger is in the movie because she feels like she should be in charge and not um, T'Challa. Um, some of the dynamics with like M'Baku. I'm so glad they changed M'Baku. You know what M'Baku is in the comic books?
What?
M'Baku is a villain that goes by the name of Man Ape.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, because their tribe worships the apes. He is somehow imbued with the power of the silverback ape and is always threatening the throne of Wakanda in a silverback apes like type garb and shit like that. He's man ape. So I'm glad they didn't use M'Baku as man ape. Thank God.
Yeah.
But the way they did the story, they made these characters a lot more engaging. In some ways, they're not as interesting. You can make a case like with Shuri, the fact that she wants to be the Black Panther. That's cool in the comic books, but the representation of Shuri that they gave us was way too enjoyable to hate. Things like that.
Right.
They grounded it in the real world very well, and they set it up to where it's one of the few Marvel movies that will never need to be connected to any of the others to be just as good, if not better. Because if they made that world, Ryan Coogler and the screenwriters made that world itself as engaging and interesting as anything like in total scope that they've done with the Marvel movie. That's why you're getting a lot of people say that this is the best Marvel movie because it has much more depth than any
Mm-hmm.
Marvel movie because like I was saying to Cardiac, for the most part, when you look at the Marvel movies, leading up to this point, just about all of them are just kind of tools leading up to what we're gonna get this May with Infinity War. They were kind of like, building this bridge to this one big dynamic moment. And they were all just about this like heading towards this big dynamic moment where Black Panther is his own movie. And the only reference that it really had was that second scene. The reason why that second scene connects to the rest of the movies is because that character is Winter Soldier. He was Captain America's best friend, Bucky, who went rogue and like of course, Wakanda cured him of the brainwashing and stuff like that. And he's the connection because Captain America is also hiding. That's why, again, if you pay attention to details, you'll realize that Shuri reminded you about Captain
Yes.
America being in there when they brought Ross in to get help. What was the thing she said? You brought another colonizer for me to help. Nobody really paid attention to that, but you got that connection when you saw Winter Soldier because people might have forgot Winter Soldier and Captain America are hiding in Wakanda.
Mm.
So but that's it. Other than that, there's really no connection to the rest. It's its own story, it's its own world, it has its own foundation, and they can go wherever they want with it without having to depend on the Marvel universe.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I mean, people like I've been talking about it. I've tried not to do any spoilers for people that hasn't seen it, but when you look at like all the different things that's going on, it's like, whoa. I mean, even the way that to me, this movie, like it brought out so many different flavors. Like you had people going to the movies dressed up in their African garb and as the different characters, and like some movie theaters had like a whole red carpet premiere type vibe to it. I mean, it was just amazing all around. I loved the movie. Can't say enough about it. Loved every single character. I am going to go see it a few more times.
Yeah, I gotta see it two more times.
Yeah, at least two. And I want to just really kind of be immersed in that because this film, oh, come on now. And mind you, I have friends now that are walking around calling people colonizers, which is hilarious. Um, but not a lie was told in that movie.
Okay,
Not a lie was
so
told.
before this is where I want to say that I'm going to get deep into spoilers because I need to know your opinion on the dynamic with Killmonger and his points. How did you feel about Killmonger as a character as a whole?
Mm, my thoughts on him is this. Oh, I don't want to get philosophical, but um, I understand his vibe. I'll say that. I understand his standpoint. Um, he is coming from the standpoint, in my opinion, he is coming from the standpoint of he sees his people and he sees that, for lack of a better word, he see that deep down, whether we know it or not, we have what it takes to be greater. I'm not going to say be great because we're already great, but to be greater than what we currently are. He also sees that the playing field is not fair. And so that's his motive. Do I think he was trying to go about it the wrong way? Definitely. Um, but I also think that he felt like this old way hasn't been working. And it kind of reminds me of, when I hear people talking crazy about race relations now, I'm quick to tell them, hey, these are not my ancestors' hands. You can get it because you're so used to us being quiet and nonviolent and kind of laid back, but that's not us. We're tired of that. We're tired of being stepped on. We're tired of being taken advantage of. We're tired of all of that. And so at this point, we are ready to just start kicking ass. And I understand his plight. And also, his plight was even like so many of our Black families, he lost his father. So now we have his father's been taken away. And I don't really know if he really knew who did it. I do know that he understood that the people that did it came from Wakanda because he saw that plane. So I do believe that. Um, but he grew up without his father. Nobody came to look for him. He didn't really have any guidance. And I'm just saying that because we simply didn't get his entire backstory. Um, so his end goal was to crush the colonizers and, in the same breath, prove something to the country of Wakanda that I do belong here. And y'all shouldn't have left me out there. And we are watching our people perish and we don't have to. So let's go kill all these motherfuckers and call it a day.
See,
So
that's where I had my biggest issue with that character is that he had some good points, but he just had to
very
be a
good point.
hotep. He just had to be a fucking hotep and fuck it all up, like with
Man,
his
what? You
goals. Like, god damn
woke
it!
so long he need to take a damn nap. But and then I also think that there was some jealousy too, because to finally get to Wakanda and to see, oh, this is how y'all living, for lack of a better phrase. Oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
how y'all living. Oh, damn. Okay. Wow. So I do think that, man, I'm just gonna say this. There have been times in my lives where I have been Killmonger. I'm just gonna, point blank period. There have been times in my life where I have said, you know what? This this shit is not fair, and nobody is trying to be there for us, and just fuck it. Just fuck it. Let's just get to it. So I I can understand, empathize, and sympathize with that whole thing.
I had
I
no empathy or
legitimately
sympathy for
can.
that man once he started spitting that whole like take over the world thing. And I think part of it because I grew up with so many Killmongers in my life. Everybody who had this
Right.
whole great black revolutionary plan, and the end game was always we're gonna take over and we're gonna show them how it is to live like we lived. It's like, no, that's not the
What
fucking
we need to be
point.
doing. Right.
Like you basically want to be just as bad as them,
Of
if
course.
not worse.
Of course. Of course.
That
Of
fucking
course.
annoys the fuck out of me. I any argument I generally have with people like that, I have to just shut up and not say anything because I literally want to choke the shit out of them for real. Because it's just like you're not coming up with any sound solution. You're just perpetuating the problem because what happens when the tables turn back over again and then they get the upper hand again. They're just gonna do worse shit than they did before, and it's like you're gonna ping pong back and forth between this dumb mentality. And it's like, how are you going to convince me that I should be mad at these people when you don't want to be anything more than they are? You're trying to sell me this
Well,
idea
I think that
that you're better.
I think that that point, I think, well, I know that for me, when I was in my Killmonger phase, it was kind of like, fuck them. If they get hurt in the process, who gives a damn? Because my people have been hurt for so long, and my people are still hurting, and they're part of the problem. So fuck them. Um, and then another part of me was like, you know what? I want them to feel what we feel so that they can understand why we are willing to fight the way that we are willing to fight. But now I'll say I'm a little bit less aggressive than I used to be. Um, but they still can get these hands if they run up. Now let's not get that let's not get that lost in translation. Um, as my friends say, okay, run up to get done up. But I'm more willing to sit at the table when minds and hearts are open. I'm not willing to sit at the table when I know that your ass is coming with some foolishness and fuckery. Keep that over there. But I know some killmongers now. Like I got a man, what?
Plenty of them. I still have Killmongers around me, and I hate talking to them. I hate this having discussion. I don't even. I'm so much against people with that mentality that if I'm in the same room with you, I'm not going to have a conversation with you. I
Right.
just don't have time to like deal with that. I don't want to have any serious discussion. We can talk about bullshit all we want. We can talk about you know non-life issues as much as you want. I'm not having a serious conversation with you because I don't take you serious. Because you don't. Because the thing is, with this whole fan plan about going out and conquering and things like that, there is no real end game in that type of mentality to me, because a lot of people you get like with political situations, everybody want to talk about how we need to abolish two-party systems and get rid of the government and remove this and remove that. And I'm always the person to say, okay, so what do we do after you do that? And you know what's the most common link about all those people? None of them have any clue as to what they're going to do after this. After the magically removing all these things that are so wrong, there's nothing to replace them that's going to make things better or that's going to be a better solution. They just, all they know is just destroy it and get retribution. After that, we'll just figure it out somehow.
And that doesn't work because
No, it
it's
doesn't.
like, okay, well, and then I tell anybody, don't come to me and tell me about a problem unless you have a solution. If all you have is the damn problem and you're called, uh, want to have a conversation simply about the problem and you're not offering any solutions, well, shit, we might as well not even talk about it until you can bring me at least one solution. And it may not be the solution, but at least, we can walk together and form a solution. And many times, some people just want to harp on the problem. And, that's all they want to talk about, the problem, the problem, the problem, the problem. And that is what turns a lot of people off when you're trying to have dialogue, because it's like, all you're telling me is the problem. We all know what the problem is. Help us with the solutions. Come with some solutions. And then we all can have a conversation that is going to be productive. But that's not what they do.
Yeah, no. They just create more problems. And that's why, like, I love that and it's funny because the thing that I hate about him and the fact that he's my most hated character is also the most lovable thing, because he made me realize that this is a serious conversation that needs to be had. We need to see this point of view so we can understand, because when you think about it, Black Panther wasn't his opposite. In most superhero movies is always the hero and the villain are polar opposites of each other. One goes extremely in one way and one goes extremely in the other way. And somewhere there's a little bit of middle ground with them, but ultimately it's never really met, because the villain's extremism, of course, is always to a point where it's more detrimental than helpful, whereas the heroes is more, palatable. When you look at T'Challa's learning his identity. So he doesn't necessarily have it. His influences, the biggest influences, the big polar opposites of this movie, to me, are Nakia and Killmonger. Because Nakia is the extremist in, yeah, we need to go help these people. We need to start giving our
Yep.
resources, but we need to do it in a positive way. Whereas
Yes.
Killmonger is like, no, we need to go help people. We need to go free these people, and we need to kill everybody
Yes.
who stands in our way and who differs from what we want for our people. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So those were the two biggest things. And it's like T'Challa was the middle. He was like he's never been out of Wakanda really, never really thought about the world beyond Wakanda. Now he's king, and now he's in a position where he has these very influential people around him who have these two opposite sides of the way of bringing Wakanda to a more worldly view, and he has to struggle with that. And he ultimately makes the decision, and he's still baby stepping because he got it. But again, when it comes to Marvel movies, most of the outside characters aren't as impactful or influential. Sure, you always have that one person who's your conscious, or that one or two people who's your conscious, who will tell you, well, maybe you need to be doing this, but you don't necessarily have a pool of people who have different opinions, different ideologies, who are having different conversations with these characters, helping them understand different points of views. Because the person on the shoulder usually is on that positive extreme, and not like Shuri, who she's fine with Wakanda being just about Wakanda. She loves stuff in the outside world, but she's not necessarily sure, like, as far as like how much it can be involved. That's why, like, colonizers, things like that. When they take her to Oakland, she's like, "Wait, this ain't Coachella." stuff like that, because she's not, she doesn't have a big worldview, but she's kind of open. She's not said that's it again, or like Wakabi, who had that speech with him, was like, "Yo, I don't want to have Wakanda in the mix, but I'm down with taking Wakanda out here and fucking everything up." You know,
Right.
if they said so, the movie had so much depth to it that it's like it is my favorite Marvel movie. It's more I talk about it, the more I realize it is my favorite Marvel movie, because it gives me the what I want out of storytelling, which is a lot of different conversations, a lot of different viewpoints, a lot of depth, on top of entertaining me. And that
Right.
movie, it really did that, because it broke conversations that we need to be having in Black society. The whole idea of African African American relationships, the way that Killmonger grew up looking at Wakanda, because his father was from there, but he was abandoned and killed by the king, and like they didn't come and pick him up, even though he's royal blood, things like that. Because a lot of Black people feel like Africans kind of just dismiss us and don't, you know, quote unquote, look out for us, or don't want to be a part of us, even though somewhere down the line we are family,
Well,
things
and
like
then
that.
not only that, but I also think um, that it showed, and I don't want to say typical blacks, but it showed that when there is someone or something, it doesn't have to necessarily be a person, that is unknown to us, whether it be um, a new experience, a new culture, or whatever, we tend to shut out our own people. And it's like, dude, really? Like, he was family. And he proved that he was family. But there was still people in there that was kind of standoffish, like, nah, bruh. So then it was kind of like, okay, you're still not accepting of me. I've shown you that I belong here, so to speak, and you're still not accepting of me. You're still not welcoming of me. And that is very true in the African community, because I know that I've met several, and there is, we are too Americanized for them. We don't respect our culture. Um, we don't respect ourselves. We are brainwashed. We are whatever. That's the way that they feel about us. Um, I've heard that they consider, and this is for coming from the mothers and the grandmothers of the family, but they feel like American women are lazy, and they feel like we're not good enough for their sons or whatever. And they are definitely not opening, welcoming. But then, that's just some of them. Some of them you find that they are very sweet, caring, compassionate, loving. Um, they just want to love you and teach you about your culture if you're willing to learn. I happen to have an African neighbor. I've never had a conversation with the wife. I've had a lot of conversations with the husband, though. The husband has came over, introduced himself, welcomed me to the neighborhood. We've had several conversations because he was going to school, and I was like, okay, what are you going to school for? And we laugh and talk, and then he was driving 4 hours to go to school. So he wouldn't even be at home during the week. But, we have that conversation as well. But the wife, I've never had a conversation with her. I can't tell you what she does. I can't tell you if she works outside the home or any of that, because I've never had that conversation with her. But with him, I know that he went to school, he graduated, he is now a physical therapist. Like, I know all this stuff about him. So they see us for some reason as different, but and I think that the movie shows that very well because Killmonger to me was not welcomed with open arms. And I found it ironic that the first person that he ran into from, well, first I found it ironic that he even found Wakanda. That's number one, because most people can't find it. But then look at who he engaged with first. Look at who the first person he ran into was. The one that was sick and tired of the way that things were going, anyways.
Yeah.
So that says something too. I don't know. It's just so many different layers and levels to this movie. We could be here all day, all night talking about
Yeah,
this movie.
definitely. Because like the whole thing, like when you were talking about like why we don't get along with Africans mainly, I think part of it is that we don't talk, and
Yep.
that a lot of our images of each other have been shaped by
The
other
colonizers.
things. Yeah,
The
yeah,
colonizers.
yeah. It has. Especially here, our news shaped African American society so much more than any other culture. Just to watch the fucking news,
Yep.
and you can definitely see that. I mean, if I am someone from Africa and my introduction to African American culture is through film and through news media, fuck yeah, I don't want to be bothered with these people.
Definitely. Definitely.
These this isn't what I'm used to.
Definitely. Yep. And so you look at that, but then if we just did a breakdown of the characters, Killmonger, well, I think that if he had, and this is not saying anything against him, but I think that his sole purpose in dealing with Claw was to come back so that he could kind of rub it in their face that, hey, y'all left me, but you know, y'all can't even catch the man that y'all been looking after forever and a day. That
Part
type
of
of
his thing
thing.
was very personal. It wasn't just like he was just looking out for black people around the world at Wakanda, but he was really trying to get his like retribution. And yeah, the whole rubbing it in the face thing is very accurate because he made a point of saying he couldn't catch him. I did.
Right. And man, and let me just say this. When he challenged T'Challa to the throne, and T'Challa was like, I accept your challenge. Again, I've not read the comics, but the first thing I said was, bruh, I think that's a bad ass idea. And of course, everybody in the movie theater thinking, oh, he's gonna, or those that were just watching the movie didn't know the comics were like, oh, he's gonna lose, blah 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 blah. I was like, I don't, I don't know. When he won and when he took over, the first thing I said was, it's gonna be some crazy shit to go down. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I don't use this word often, but I must use it when referring to Killmonger. He turned into a straight nigga.
Boy,
He turned into a fucking straight nigga. He's just like, burn this because there ain't gonna be no other kings. I'm the only king you're ever gonna
right,
have, you're ever gonna need. Fuck your tradition, fuck your culture.
right.
I'm the man now. He just
And
totally just was like, fuck all
but the
y'all.
crazy thing is, we have people that feel that way in our culture that feel like, you know what, there is never going to be a need for this, that, or the other. It's not important for you to know your history. It's not important for you to know your culture. It's not important. Like we have people like that.
Yeah,
Um, or we have people that because they don't know.
yeah,
And so they don't teach. In my family, you know, the only, it's sad to say, but the only Black history that we were really taught was the Black history from school. That was the Black history that we learned. And when somebody asked me, well, how do you know what you know? I know what I know because I decided that them giving me breadcrumbs wasn't enough for me. And so I started reading more, I started researching more, um, and just getting in touch with my culture. So Killmonger, that character was like dead on. He's like, fuck your traditions. They ain't benefited me.
Even when the Black
So
Panther came back and he was like, I never yielded, he was like, nah, fuck all that challenge shit. We're done with this.
right, yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, like I got what I want. And that was the thing that I think I need people to take away from him and people like him. At the end of the day, for all their talk of wanting to make things better for everybody, it's not necessarily making things better for everybody. It's more about making things better and what they see is better for everybody. Is what they want. Because most people, if it was, he would have been like, okay, we can go at this again. I'll beat your ass again. No, he didn't want to try. He didn't even want to entertain the idea of him losing. He got what he wanted the first time. So that's it. It's a wrap. I don't care about anything else. I got what I want. Fuck everything else. So we're not going to do this.
Yes. He was like, fuck your traditions. Fuck what you talking about. Nope. That's a negative from me, player.
Right.
Y'all can have it. And that's like, you're like, damn, okay. He was like legit out there.
Yeah, because you kind of understand, like, yeah, this nation, this is a nation that's got all this technology, all these medical like things. They could do so much for the world. He didn't really care. He just wanted to take their weapons and destroy the world. It's like any sympathy or empathy that you have from him, he just made sure to kill that. Showing his fellas.
Yes, and then when they got ready to fight, and he's like, "Fuck this, y'all gone and fly." I'm like, "Damn, he finna fight, but he want them to." He's like, "Fuck this, get on up out of here, pimping." Damn.
Yeah.
What? He's like, fly.
And that's why I love Sequoia, because she was like, "Wait, no, what are you doing? Nah, fuck you." Yeah. She just called the door and Lajay was like, "No, let's get this nigga up out of here. Fuck him."
And then it was hilarious because, Shuri, she locked the man up in the lab essentially and was like, don't move. He's like, what do I do? What do you do? Man, the whole movie just, and I know, like, as much as I was like, he is a crazy asshole, it hurt me when him and T'Challa fought that last time. And T'Challa was like, essentially, we can help you, boom, boom, boom. And he's like, no, I'd rather you bury me in the sea. That whole
see with my brothers who jumped who thought, what was it?
That freedom, that death was better than bondage, or whatever.
That made me hate him even more. That didn't hurt me. That made me hate him anymore because it was just like a Hotep motherfucker to say something like that. And that type of moment, it's like you're trying to inspire sympathy. Fuck you. Fuck sympathy for you because you're dumbass. Again, you're so obsessed with what you think should be done and how you want things to be that you're refusing any type of retribution, any type of any chance to possibly put yourself in a position where we could actually work together maybe in the future. No, I ain't get what I want, so fuck all y'all. I'm out.
But mind you, what I told my daughter them was he ain't dead, and I've not seen the comics. And somebody else told me no, he's not. But what I was no way that he is dead. And my daughter was like, Mom, why do you say that? And I said, because he was such a character. He blew my mind. I said he can't be gone. Like he just can't be. And
It's funny because a friend I went to see the movie with, they were like, "That's they shouldn't have killed him." Like, no, I can't have him die. Like, yeah.
well, I don't think that he's dead. Like I think that with all that tech that they have saved him and brought him back. And
Knowing what I know from Marvel movies, yeah, he's gone. A lot of people, again, a lot of people who probably seen this never saw a Marvel movie, but Marvel has no shame in killing off their fucking villains.
what?
I cannot think. Claw is probably the only villain that has survived more than 2 movies, and you see he's dead.
Are
Because
you
Claw was
serious?
introduced in Age of Ultron, and I think he was in Civil War, and now he's dead. Everybody else is pretty much well. No, take that back. Loki is the only villain to survive every Marvel
So
movie.
basically, Marvel is like The
Fuck.
Walking Dead. You don't let everybody up for it.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you're a villain, your survival rate is pretty on the low side. Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay. Mm. Well, I'm
but I will say
hoping.
this: no villain's death has been as impactful as his.
Right.
Because again, even with him dead, you still have that conversation lingering. Now you have like T'Challa wanting to integrate Wakanda more into the world. How is that going to affect them? Because there's still a lot of people like Wakabi, and there's people in his council who probably don't really like the idea of Wakanda integrating with the rest of the world and sharing,
Of course
ideas and
not.
stuff like that. So
Of
you
course
have
not.
that. You have the fact that when we had an outsider come in, he's given really poisonous influence to some of our people. How is that going to affect, just because Wakabi and his tribe submitted, don't mean that there's not others out there who are going to try to take up Killmonger's cause. You know what I mean? Wakabi's still alive, so who knows what he's going to do? If they're going to break him out, he's going to become worse than he was. He's going to become the next Kill. You know what I mean? So Killmonger set forth a lot of like interesting things that could happen in the world of Wakanda, even though he's gone. And I hope he didn't.
No, I
I
need
hope he
him
didn't throw him
because
in the ocean with his brothers. I hope he just threw him in a trash can. Fucking
no. I want him to be saved. I want him to come back and affect change with T'Challa. Because I was telling somebody, I said, I was thinking the love that he could have shown could have surpassed, what he felt or whatever. And they were like, "Oh, look at you. You're so
I know
um
you are. Fuck that, dude.
they said, "Oh my gosh, you are so what is mystic or whatever they said." And I was like, "Listen, I just don't want the dude dead, okay? I think that Michael B. Jordan played the hell out of that character. I don't want him dead." And you just shattered my dreams because you saying he out of there. Man,
Yeah, no, they don't bring people back. I can't think of any Marvel movie
mm-mm.
that I saw where they like anybody just went to jail.
But
Actually, I take that back. Winter Soldier, he's not necessarily a villain because he was brainwashed. So yeah, and like I said, Loki is still around. But yeah, no,
man, well,
yeah.
well, I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch the movie. Um, my hope for the movie is um that he's not dead, that mama while mama is doing the turn up with creating. Oh, that's another thing. I was pleasantly surprised that Mblaku um had T'Challa. I
Yeah.
was pleasantly surprised with that. I was like, wow. So I was pleasantly surprised with that too. So, but this movie's just, damn it, Ryan Coogler. I mean, Michael Coogler.
Yo, hats off. By the way, I saw that picture you saw me. It pissed me off. You sent
Why?
me. It pissed me off. No, because looking at the ages of all these people and the things that they've done in their careers,
What's wrong with that?
it's amazing. It's encouraging. It's uplifting. But then I'm like, I'm kind of jealous, especially of Ryan Coogler. Think about this. This man has done 3 major films in his career. All of them have
And
been
they've all been
celebrated
successful.
films.
Yeah.
All of them. Even
Come
Creed,
on.
the film that everybody thought was going to be garbage, he made that a spectacular film.
Come on through, Melon Magic. What?
But I'm just saying, at 31, this guy has never made a bad film. You realize that? He's not failed at anything he's put on screen. God damn it. Yo, like hats off to his brother because he's an amazing director.
Yes.
His art vision, like his attention to detail, the art vision, the fact that he helps write these and how he gets the performances that he gets out of his people, fucking ridiculous. Like, god damn it, dude. Why are you so good?
I'm here for it. Like, what? I am. I. And then you know what? He wrote the thank you note to his fans. I'm like, oh, he's such a class act. Like, man, you just can't. Ryan, I love you. I look forward to more movies. Now he has solidified that I don't give a damn what is going down. If he is part of the movie, I'm watching it.
So you're going to see Creed too?
You know what? Oh my god. I just saw Creed. Don't need any comment from the peanut gallery. I'm gonna make this statement and I need us to continue on. You got it?
Oh,
Good.
I'm not going to say anything because I'm sure what you're going to say is going to be qualified by me in a minute. So go ahead.
No. I saw Creed for the first time when I was leaving DC. I watched Creed on the way back.
Don't
And
feel
so
bad. I didn't see it until, sheesh, 5 months ago. Because I had no intention of watching Creed because I was like, another Rocky movie, whatever. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna watch this because somebody kept telling me it's good.
it
And
was good.
fucking the movies are great.
It was very good. And the ending was surprising because you expected him to whoop that dude's ass. So
It didn't surprise me only because it kind of reminded me of the first Rocky in that sense.
I don't even remember the first Rocky.
Yeah, he lost to Apollo Creed.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Rocky loses in the first movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or well, I knew it
Spoiler
because I've
alerts for
watched the
like
movies, but
40-something-year-old movie.
is it?
The movies are like 40 years old. It came out in the mid to late 70s.
Did it?
The first Rocky, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he's
wow.
old.
Okay.
It's
Well,
fucking
damn.
old.
You know
Maybe
what? I
early
was just
80s
thinking.
at best.
You know what? I was just thinking. Well, that makes me feel old. Mm, but that's all right because I had a young man
Not
tell
really,
me,
because you weren't born when the movie came out. Put it that way.
yeah. But I had a young man tell me the other day that he thought I was exceptionally beautiful, and I said, "Oh," he
Not
said, "Yeah."
apparently not enough to be on camera. But 1976 was when it came out. I was one. Goddamn.
Baby, I was just a gleam in my daddy's balls.
I was fucking one when that movie came out. That's crazy.
Nope.
Well, too bad our listeners can't see how exceptionally beautiful you are. Just somebody you don't want to be on camera.
Oh, I caught that slug earlier, you bastard. Um, not today. Okay, I tell you what, because you've been on my ass, but the next time we record, I will be on camera. And who knows? I may do my natural thing again, that people had an issue with because they couldn't believe I went on camera natural because how dare she show what God has given her? Or maybe not. Maybe I'll have my hair slicked back in a ponytail, but you know, maybe we shall see. So I'll get on camera next time. Not that anybody is too concerned about seeing me on camera.
Oh no, I'm just giving you shit because I can. That's all.
Oh, I already know. I already know. So, is there any parting words you want to say about the movie? Like
If you
any?
haven't seen it, you should go see it. Don't bootleg it, please. Just go see
Oh,
the movie.
you know they gonna do that because that's
Oh
just how
yeah,
they
I mean
are.
I know people are gonna bootleg, but just at least try to go see it because it is a great movie. It is a movie worth going to see. Um, definitely. But
It is definitely a movie worth going to see. It is a movie that is going to make you feel different types of emotions throughout the movie, and that is a great thing. That is not a bad thing. Um, and I cannot wait to see what is next for them because they have done this movie has done so well that it immediately had me wanting to see more. Like I wanted to see what's next, what's next, what's next, what's next. Can you give us another movie? Can you like I was like that. So come on, Ryan. I need you to come on through with something else. I mean,
oh, we got Creed 2 coming, which honestly, and it's funny because just like the original Creed, the premise of this is just it's wildly ridiculous as I thought that was, and I bet you it's going to be great.
what's the premise? He's gonna
Um,
give a rematch.
no, well, dude went to jail. Spoilers for Creed, which is an old movie too. Y'all need to catch up if you don't know this, but um, Michael B. Jordan's character, the son of Apollo Creed, is going to fight the son of the man who killed his father. He's going to
Really?
fight
The Russian.
Drago's son. Yeah.
How appropriate at this time.
Hmm.
Fighting the Russian. Come on through, Ryan. Because we still fighting them. Okay.
So yeah, that's the premise. He's going to be in a fight against Drago's son.
Ah. You know what who I would have thought he would have fought
Who?
and remember in the movie when he was being trained and the guy in the gym said that they could fight. I thought that that guy was going to want to come back and fight him.
Oh yeah, he could do that too, but
So
no.
he's going to fight the son of the man that killed his father.
Yes, and Drago's going to be in the movie too.
Is he? I
Yes,
was
he
just about
is.
to ask that.
Yes,
Oh
Drago's
my
going to be in
God,
the
yes.
movie too. Yes, you're going to have Rocky and Drago both facing each other once again, just not in the ring.
Oh, it's
And like I
about to
said, it's a
be
ridiculous
lit.
premise because Rocky has some ridiculous premises. But you know what? It's Ryan Coogler, so fine.
Oh, he's gonna rock that shit.
Yes, he is. He's
I
going to
have,
kill it.
n- I have no doubt about that. Like, he is gonna kill it.
Yeah, he is. So,
Man, that makes me excited for the movie.
I know.
Come on through, Ryan Coogler.
I know. Oh, one side note I need to say: Andy Serkis needs to act more as Andy Serkis, not just play some CGI monkey or some creature.
Who is Andy?
Claw.
Oh,
He played the lead gorilla in the Planet of the Apes movies.
that's him.
Yes, he plays Gollum in the dragon in the Lord of the Ring movies. Like everything that he's known for, he's always just some CGI character. He plays those roles.
The dragon in the Lord of the Rings. I've seen all of the Lord of the
Not
Rings.
the the Lord of the Ring ones, but in
Oh,
the other ones that they came out with, that were about the first original ones, with Baggins and all that. He played a dragon, and he played, of course, Gollum. He plays the Gollum character, the one that's creeping around, chasing the ring after the dwarfs.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's him. That's Andy Serkis,
All right. Okay.
and he plays like the villain, one of the villains in Star Wars. That's a CGI character. He's never himself. You rarely see him on screen, but that's Andy Serkis.
I wonder why.
He's good at doing that stuff, but yeah, he was fucking amazing as Claw. Claw was a fucking
Man,
shack.
what? He had me freaked out for a minute. I was like, listen, they need to hurry up and kill him because he gonna be a damn problem.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy as shit. But I loved Andy Serkis in that. But all right, so I guess now, if you're at this point of the show, you can now start listening again. If you don't want to hear about the Black Panther, because we talked all we wanted to talk about on that movie.
Yes, we
Although,
did.
again, we could talk about this. I can do like 5 podcasts alone on just this.
You know what? I think that our next few podcasts, we need to do the breakdowns of the characters as we like them. We're gonna make y'all sick of Black Panther.
There's no way you can be sick of Black Panther. Come on.
No way. Well, next, this Black Panther was the catalyst for the white people tears, and we spell white people WYPIPO. So the white people tears when they said that Black Panther was too black. And my favorite was one of my Facebook friends. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. One of my former Facebook friends made the comment of black people would be in an uproar if there was a movie with an all white cast or a
What you mean, like
predominantly white
every
cast.
goddamn Marvel movie that's come out, with the exception of 2 in the
Yeah.
last few years?
So I
Hello?
told her, I said, my sister, and I use the word sister very loosely. Have you been to a movie lately? Have you have you looked at movies recently? Because one that definitely pops out in my head, and I'm not a Marvel person, so of course it wasn't a Marvel um movie, but Passion of the Christ.
I'll trump you. I'll trump you 2 times. I'll go the nerd route and I'll go non-nerd route. Non-nerd route is, you want to know a movie that
Don't
had
say,
almost
was it
nothing
Twilight?
but no, it had
Oh,
almost nothing but white people with the exception of 2 characters.
which one?
Gods of Egypt.
Get the yeah.
All of the gods were white except for Chadwick Boseman's character, and I think there was one other person.
Mm.
All of them were white. The gods of Egypt.
Because we all know that everybody in Egypt was white.
Exactly.
Not.
Exactly. You want to go the nerd route in the Marvel universe? Other than the Black Panther, there's only been 2 other significant African American or non-white roles. No, I take that back. There's been a couple of more, although they're not as significant. But there's only been 3 movie franchises within the Marvel universe where black people played some type of prominent role. You have Falcon and Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. And you have War Machine, who was in the Iron Man movies. Outside of that, the only other people of color that you've seen in a Marvel movie were in Doctor Strange, which were the Asian people who taught the white man how to do his magic. So, I'm sorry. What was that about being upset if there were only white people in prominent roles in movies? Hello? What? Sorry? Excuse me?
If you white people don't get it together, and I'm not saying white people, I'm saying white people. So, uh, really, all white. Um, and some of these movies I've not watched, but I'm sure from the previews that I saw, Sex in the City, the movie, I none of the main characters were what?
Yeah.
Didn't see it. Um, and I'm not gonna even be on this that long, but I will say this: fuck you.
Yeah.
When we have
That.
to say, and to me, it's stupid because, like, I hear it all the time about BET. Well, what would the black people do if the white people got a channel? Y'all do. It's called country music television.
No, it's called TV. Period.
Well, yeah,
CBS, NBC,
ABC,
ABC.
CBS, TNT, Fox. Come on through Fox. Very true. But to me, you just don't want it to be an issue like that. And mind you, of course, race is going to be brought up in different things, but definitely when you're talking about race, when you say, oh my gosh, they have a movie and it's predominantly black, like, really? Yeah, like, really. And also for the blacks that were saying, oh my gosh, do they really have to dress up and go to a movie? I don't hear y'all saying a mumbling word when it's Star Wars or any other movie and people dress up
It's
and
called
go to these
cosplay.
movies. What's
People
the point?
do it all the time. Why can't we do it? What the fuck?
Because it's unknown to us, it's new to us, it's different. So I don't understand the problems, but I'm done with the white people tears.
Yeah, the thing that bothered me the most about that was when people were posting pictures of already known people in
You
events.
know what? You know what? My brother was jumped on, or my sister was popped in the eye as she was going to see Black Panther. They told her she doesn't belong. And it was somebody's wife that's been all over the news.
No, the thing that made me really mad was it wasn't just somebody's wife. It was the wife of the guy whose story just broke 2 days ago,
Right,
who worked for Trump. It's like
right.
you can't even you're so hell bent on making a point that you're not smart enough to at least find a meme from 5 years ago or something like that.
But
You,
what I thought was hilarious, I don't know who did it, and I can't remember what movie they said it, but they said my brother got jumped on, and the people told him, "And go back to Africa." And they had a picture of Michael B. Jordan from Creed. Like, what?
yeah, no, internet. I need y'all to like stop.
The internet has no losses at all. None. Zero. Zilch. They win every time. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that the being upset that African Americans are excited to see a movie that has a lot of African Americans in prominent roles, and not just prominent roles, but roles in which they don't fit certain stereotypes, or it's not
It's
like some
ridiculous.
historical recount of slavery or things like that. It's like, sure, 12 Years a Slave is a good movie, but are we sick and tired of only being like prominently featured in movies where
Slaves,
slaves,
crackheads, dope dealers,
yeah,
prostitutes,
yeah,
um, thugs,
or a
um,
comedy,
yes, killers, murderers, yeah, or a basketball star, a sports figure
yeah,
to cover all the sports, or um, the butler, or the maid, or
yeah,
subservient role. Man, Black Panther, come on through and let me be great. And
yeah. And which,
so,
by the way, you should be encouraged that they're gonna have a lot of other stuff. There's this comic called what is it, Moon Girl and the Dinosaur or something like that. That's about this African American girl who's like a genius and
come on
it has
through.
her own pet dinosaur and like solves different problems throughout the like where her world and things like that. That's
And
going to be
before
show.
people get all hoity toity, don't y'all come for these little young black girls that
Yeah.
are doing their thing in these movies. So don't come for Shuri. Don't come for the young lady in A Wrinkle in Time. Don't come for this one that Mike just talked about. The
The
one
Tiffany
with,
Haddish show. She's going to get her own Netflix show.
yeah, come
Boy, from comic book.
Melanin Magic.
Yeah.
Melanin Magic. I'll take it. Melanin Magic. I'll take it. So, but you know that somebody's gonna come through and say, well, what about the little black boys? Okay, let us get our shine too, you know. Let us do it.
Actually,
But
you'll have a little black boy thing. There's a movie or a series where it's about
oh
a
yes,
black
he has
mom who's
superpowers.
raising a superhero. Yeah.
Yes, on Netflix.
Hmm.
Yes, yes.
So there you go.
Matter
She
of fact,
can't.
I just saw a preview of that because it was funny. Um, he had he was playing with his cereal, and he had raised his cereal and his milk up out the bowl, and his mom was like, either put that down or stop it, and he just cut it off, and milk and cereal went everywhere, and he
Yeah.
bust out laughing. So yeah, you're right, and I can't think of the name of it, but I'll research it and we'll definitely have that. The other thing about Black Panther that is shocking me is that we have people saying, y'all went to see Black Panther, but y'all not going to see, but y'all weren't lined up to see 12 Years a Slave or um, the other movie. Okay, what? Or my favorite has been, we think that the movie should give 25% of their their proceeds to Black communities. Let me just run that down for y'all really, really quick, just so that we can just put an end to that. I understand what you are saying. My challenge to you is those of you that are saying it, what are you specifically doing to help the Black community? Specifically, what are you doing? For those of you that are saying that this movie really doesn't benefit the Black community, you have a cast of Black people that are known to contribute to the Black community, are known. I think I want to say the majority of them went to HBCUs, not saying that those that didn't go to HBCUs are any less important or valuable. Um, you saying, well, it's not going to the community. The director was Black. The actors and actresses are Black. What are y'all talking about? And for you to say, I'm not going to see that because they're not putting dollars back into the Black community. I'm sure you have Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, Metro PCS. Hell, even if you have Boost or Cricket, which one of those companies have Black people at the helm?
Look at the clothes you're wearing. Look at the cars you're driving. All that stuff.
What?
Like the that argument always falls flat to me because it's like,
Of course it does, but they still bring that shit up.
yeah, because it's not like you are paying your black owned cell phone bill or only buying black owned clothing labels, only eating food from black owned grocery stores. And it's like, shut up, just shut up, please. All right, I hate contrarian people. I really do. They don't want you to have any like enjoyment out of anything in life. I really do. Like y'all just go to hell, all of you. Like, in fact, go where King Killmonger went, please. Let's throw you in the ocean too. Shit.
Right. Exactly. Well, I'm just sick of it. White people tears, uh you blacks that don't want us. Just let us be great. That is the you know what? I'm done talking about it because I can feel my blood pressure going up and I'm gonna go off on a tangent. But let me just say this.
Well, go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna say this and we'll just leave it there. Which I've said this before on one of our podcasts, but I'll say it again in case y'all missed it. If you if you are going to continue to criticize the greatness that is us, if you don't want to contribute to it, then what I need for you to do is sit the fuck down. Get out of our way. We don't need you, nor do we want you, because you are a damn distraction.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, just to
So,
end on a like serious positive note too. I just got a notification from CNN about Black Panther. Oddly enough,
hey, come on now.
so
What it say? What it
in
say?
2 weeks, the movie has surpassed $700 million. Keep this in mind. This is globally. Keep this in mind. It has yet to be debuted in China or Japan, who are huge superhero movie enthusiasts. So probably when it debuts in Japan, by the time it debuts there, I think it debuts next week over there. This movie will be past $1 billion in revenue.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, come through, come through,
So
come through.
who says we don't sell movies? But anyway,
Somebody that was afraid of us selling movies.
yeah. Now
Shit.
they're gonna have us on everything because y'all know how y'all are. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine. You know.
the colonizers. Come on now. The
I feel
colonizers.
like I
That is
should be
my
able to say
favorite
that
word.
to people from now on. I feel like I've earned it. Like I feel like we've all earned just being able to say colonizer. Just
That is my favorite word.
yeah.
So, on
All right. So what are we gonna do next? What is it that we need to catch up on the world? Because there's been a lot going
the
on since
world.
we last
Oh man. Let's see. You
recorded.
had the school shooting. Um, you've had,
We had
of course, negative 45. Um, let's see.
we have multiple school
Oh,
shootings. You know that
five.
was the 18th school shooting this year. That's ridiculous.
Hmm. And the crazy thing is, they still don't see the need for gun reform. And I do not understand that. And then I saw a meme, um, which is ridiculously, where it said, they say that black women are angry and black men are dangerous, but there's never a school shooting in the hood. Why is that?
Yeah, it's again, it goes back to that whole how they frame people through
Yeah,
the
it is
media.
very thought provoking. I don't think that the loss of any life, especially a child's life, should be looked over. Um, but on the flip side of that, I do believe that there should be gun reform. And I think that anybody that is not for gun reform, they got a problem. There are parents that are burying or have buried their babies, and that's just crazy. So I would be like, I don't know what I would have done to have that happen, see it on the news, or have my kid text me or call me and say, Mom, they're shooting at school. It's just crazy. And like, I was watching some show and the lady was like, well, it can happen anywhere. I bet you're right, but it's happening at the school. So we should be thinking about that. Don't come up with, well, this or that or the other. Let's focus on what the issue is. On, I think it was a town hall meeting that CNN had, where the young lady asked about something bump stocks or
Yeah,
whatever it was. And the lady from the NRA said, well, they're looking into that, blah, 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 blah. I applauded that sheriff sitting there that said, and just like, and he called the young lady's name, I call BS, or we call BS. It, some things you shouldn't have to think about. Some things are just normal. There is no need for anybody to walk around with an AR-15. I'm sorry.
nah.
There is no reason for anybody to walk around with a semi-automatic weapon. I'm sorry.
You know, it's funny
Then
because pro-gun
it's
people
crazy.
even say that.
I don't understand that. I don't get that. Um, my heart, my sympathy, my prayers go out to the families of the children whose lives were lost, as well as anybody that this has affected, because we know for a fact, or so, in case y'all don't know it, but you can suffer from PTSD just knowing about a traumatic event or something that happened to somebody else. You can have PTSD from it happening to you, happening to someone that you know, having knowledge of. And it doesn't have to be from a military situation. I have PTSD, so of course I know probably a little bit more than someone that doesn't have PTSD. But that's very, very serious. These children, their families, their friends, they're all going to be affected for the rest of their lives. And it's real. And we need to stop thinking about the money and just go from there. I even seen, I think it was the same town hall, because I didn't watch it. I can't remember what I was doing, but um, one of the young men asked this particular politician if he would tell the NRA to keep their money. And I believe that the NRA had contributed maybe $5,000 or $6,000 to his campaign. And he couldn't tell the young man no. Why not? And I want to make it very clear. Um, it's not the members of the NRA that is a problem, in my opinion. Yes, they vote on things. Yes, they have some control, but I want to make it very clear it's not the individuals I have a problem with. It's the policies of the organization as a whole that I have a problem with.
Yeah. It's weird because their whole approach to how they have gone about defending themselves has been weird. Like I saw the tweet the other day where they attacked police and was like, well,
Right.
police is like, it's funny how you attack the police in this instance, but when Philandro Castro, who was an NRA member, he had a license to carry. Well, no, was he an NRA? He probably wasn't an NRA member, but he had a license. He
I
abided
don't
by
think
gun
he
laws.
was an NRA member,
Yeah,
but I
no, but
do think that he followed every law that was required of
he
him.
notified the officer he had a gun and he was legally licensed to carry. Yet the officer chose to
Light
kill
his
a
ass up.
lawful gun
Yep.
carrier. Where was the NRA?
Silence as a whole on the front row at church on Sunday.
Right. But now all of a sudden, NRA is quite vocal in going after the fucking um it's dumb. It's very, very dumb. I don't get it. And I'm glad to see that they're losing major sponsors all
Oh
over the
yes.
place.
I
Like people
saw
are dumping them left and
on
right.
social media last night, it was like a list of all the people or the companies that have left doing business with the NRA. And the last time I looked, Hertz, Budget, Avis, National, Car Rental, LifeLock, Enterprise Rent a Car, Norton, MetLife, First National Bank of Omaha, Allied, North American Moving Services, Simply Safe, Alamo Rental Cars, Teledoc, Wild, Apricot. There, and the one that I've been looking and looking and looking and watching is FedEx, because FedEx has not. The last time I checked, FedEx had not broken their partnership.
They're gonna have. They probably are gonna. It'll be interesting to see when they do it because I feel like there's gonna be enough pressure. By the way, FedEx sucks anyway, so actually I don't care if they do because nobody uses FedEx. Fuck them. FedEx sucks. Y'all delivery times are just ridiculous. Who shows up at someone's house during the day at 9:30 in the morning? Nobody's
Stay on
working.
task. Stay on task. Stay on task.
That is part of the task. That's why, because just like the NRA, you're fucking like ridiculous with your service and your fucking goddamn like methods of operation. So fuck you too. Goddamn. All right, I'm back.
Hilarious.
I'm back.
Let's see here. And also, The NRA has a streaming TV channel, and there is pressure on Amazon, Apple, YouTube, and Roku to pull the plug. And I hope they do it.
Yeah. Why do you need an NRA channel anyway? What the fuck is the NRA going to show you?
I don't know. I don't know. You would think that they wouldn't need one, right?
Yeah, like what the fuck are you showing on the NRA?
I
So
don't know.
weird channel. I
That
have to
is.
look this up. 'Cause I really, really don't understand what it is. Oh, it's on DirecTV too. Boo, Direct. That's why I don't like DirecTV either.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I am looking forward to seeing just who is willing to pull the plug on the NRA and their partnerships with them. So, and again, it is not the individuals that are a part of the NRA. It is the organization as a whole. I have met people that joined the NRA for a certain specific reason and then found out that their motive, objectives, their platform was not one that they wanted to be associated with. And they have, since removed themselves. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't get yeah. Like I'm looking at the NRA news website that talks about NRA TV and it's 24/7. We stream the world's most comprehensive coverage of Second Amendment issues, events, and culture from the voices you trust. What the fuck is there to talk about the Second Amendment that requires 24-hour coverage?
Well,
Seriously.
obviously, it's working because people are paying for it. So, well,
Well,
that's
no, it's fun fact.
um,
Like in most of those things, it's just a part of the package. Like with Amazon, you get it by default because
yeah.
it's a part of like if you have a Fire TV, it's on there. It's one of those free things.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you're not necessarily paying for it. It's just something they're just throwing on there for what I don't know, but whatever.
Yup. See. Let's see. What else are we supposed to be talking about? What else is happening in the news?
Trump going batshit insane day by day, but that's nothing
Let's
new.
not discuss Cheeto.
That's nothing
Negative
new.
45. I
We
need my
need to
blood
discuss
pressure to
Robert
fall.
Mueller though, my hero,
Man,
my new
what?
man crush.
Hey, he is
That
welcome
man
to the
is a fucking
barbecue.
machine. Me and Cardiac refer to him as Batman because you don't know where the fuck he's at or when the fuck he's coming, but
Right.
he just swoops out of nowhere and he grabs your ass. Like this man has arrested 16 Russians. He's indicted like numerous Trump officials, including Manafort, who's been indicted like what 4 times now on 4 different counts.
Right.
I checked. He's gotten plea deals out of Bannon, out of Gates. He's basically going to make Manafort plea because come on, dude, all these indictments you rolling up, you really want to keep fighting this, sir? Just lay down. It's okay. Just lay down, please. Um, he's gotten like lawyers to flip. Uh,
Yes.
he's fucking just like tearing apart this whole like administration,
Yes.
and it's
And I am
beautiful.
here for it.
I am too. Like I read
I
an
am
expose
here
on
for it.
him. They were like, this dude, he's probably the perfect person you want because he doesn't believe in gray. It's either right or wrong with him. For better or for worse, it's always something's right or something's wrong. He's the least part. They were like, he's the least partisan person you will ever meet in the world because if he thinks
Very
that it's
true.
wrong, I'm going after your ass. I don't care if you're family, friend, your same political affiliation. I don't care. You're fucking with the law, and you don't fuck around with the law.
Very true. Well, baby, I am here for it. I am here for it. Oh,
Yeah.
and just so that we don't get jumped on about our Killmonger, because we didn't know exactly what he said, I looked it up. He says, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from ships because they knew death was better than bondage." But I
Yes,
still say my favorite line he gave was, Hey, auntie.
Yeah, that
Boom.
is the way. Like she looked at him was like, "What, that boy?"
Yes. So let's see what else. Um, we discussed the NRA. We discussed negative 45. We discussed the shootings. Um, just a side note, I hope you guys are being safe out there throughout the country. There's a lot of rain, a lot of flooding, a lot of flash floods. So I hope you guys are being safe and not being stupid where you try to bypass where the road's blocked off and you think that your car can make it and then you're floating down a river. Just a side note. See what else is going on. Oh, negative 45 wants to put more guns in schools. He thinks that that'll stop the
Yo, the
school
teacher
shootings.
thing. Let's discuss
Yeah,
how dumb that is.
that to me is just going to have more of our young black boys and girls killed. And it's going to be teachers that are saying that they were afraid for their lives rather than it being a police officer. To me, a teacher's job is not to protect and serve. That is the police officer's job. Their job is to educate. And I would not want my child in a school where the teachers could carry guns. I think that that's a bad choice. But let's just make it perfectly clear. This last school shooting had a resource officer that was part of the police department that had a gun that did not go in, that sat outside and waited. And then not only that, before other police officers pulled up and they did not go inside. So I don't think that the answer is going to be have more people on campus with guns, negative 45, but hey, whatever. None of his
Someone who's
shit is
trained to
making sense.
respond to that already is already fearful of their lives. Do you really think a teacher is going to do that? More importantly, his whole idea that a crazy person won't come into a school and shoot up a school because he knows that other people have guns. They're crazy. If your
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is this guy has mental health issues, how are you going to deter somebody with mental problems from being able to make the rational assumption that, oh, well, they have guns too, I shouldn't go
Mm-hmm.
in there? No, they're doing this because that's what they want to do. They want to go and they want to shoot a bunch of people. If they get killed, they don't give a fuck if they get killed, as long as they take somebody with them. So how is that going to deter them?
Yep.
That makes no sense. I mean, just because I see you with a gun doesn't mean that I'm naturally not going to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what type of logic is that? Like, whatever. Like, you can tell that he's a man who has no clue on real life situations or how to deal with things, and they've never dealt with anything on any level at all. Because that's the like fucking idea of an idiot. Which I mean, he's an idiot. So,
Of course.
but yeah,
Of course.
yeah. What else has been going on major in the world? Olympics,
Let's
I guess.
see.
I don't really.
The Olympics.
Curling was
Did you
awesome
see?
though.
Man, what? Yes.
I don't know why I'm so fascinated by curling. It's the weirdest thing. I don't get it, but I like when they sweep the ice.
I think it's amazing that that just a little makes the little thing go further. So
Right.
I
It
was just
like
like,
bends it all
what?
that. It's just like,
Yeah,
wow,
I'm
that's
like, what? Oh. And then it makes you want to go and learn about it. And then you're like, shit, I already got enough stuff to learn about. So I'll just watch it and
yeah.
enjoy it and leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and sweep the ice. I'll just watch you. It's fine.
But
It's
it's like what I would like to see is somebody that same person throw it and just see how far it goes. And then the next part, you know what? Maybe the little is making the ice smoother.
that's what it does. I think
And
part of it
so it just,
smooths it, and then of course it like I guess the reverberation makes the thing move the way you want it to go or as fast as you. It's weird, but I just sit there
oh,
and I just watch that shit, and I'm just amazed by it. I don't know. I'm just totally amazed by
yeah.
curling. I don't know why, but
So yeah.
uh, but yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it's been a lot. I'm sure we can go over like, God, it's been 6 months or something like that since we recorded.
Hmm.
Tons of things that
Was
have
I
gone.
at Mimi the last time we recorded? I think I was,
I
but
think
he
you,
wasn't that old.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
You
so
went from
yeah.
being a MILF to a GILF.
Hey, hey, I'll take it. Um,
So sad.
ah, do, 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 do.
You
Hey,
visited my area and didn't see me. That was the thing.
that will not happen again. The visiting and not seeing you. Um, but I'll be back soon. I've
Well,
already
you.
got it in my mind. I want to come when it's warmer. Um,
It's funny people say that,
there,
and I'll be like, "Do you really want to come here when it's warm?" We
yes,
have very
and
extremes. No, because I'm
there
telling
is
you,
a restaurant that I want to go eat at, so I'm
what
putting you
restaurant?
on notice. I can't remember the name, but once I tell you, you'll know exactly what it is. It is the restaurant that has the paintings of prominent black people painted on the outside of the restaurant. It's whatever restaurant. I think they had Bill Cosby and they painted over him.
You talking about Ben Chili Bowl?
Who?
You're not talking about Ben Chili Bowl, are you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So I want to go there. Um,
interesting.
and the only reason I want to go there is because
Because everybody black goes there. Let's be
no,
honest.
no. I saw an interview with her. Some some movie was being made or whatever, and everybody went there. And she explained how they got their start and how she's like what 90 something. She's older, and
Ben Chili Bowl's been here like fucking forever.
right. So I want to go to that.
We're
Um,
going to the original, of course.
that works.
Well, no, I
Um,
mean, because it makes no sense if you want to go to Ben Chili Bowl, you gotta go to even though the original is. I mean, it's the definition of a hole in the wall.
I love
But
hole in walls.
yeah, I mean, it's Ben Chili Bowl. Yeah.
Right. So I want to do that. Um, what else do I want to do? Um, I want to do all the touristy stuff. I want to go to all the different statues and memorials and take pictures and bam, I'm here. I want to do that. I want to go to the National African American Museum. I want to go to that. I want to. What else do I want to do? Mm, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. Don't worry, I'm gonna get my list together.
A lot of stuff to do here. There's a ton of shit to do here.
So, and then I've already set my alarm. March 7th at 9 a.m. is when the tickets or the passes for June 2018 for the African American Museum will be released. So,
I might have to call on my resources.
well, call your resources then, player. I forgot. Yes,
You remember, I used to kind of work for
I
the
already
National Park
know. Right,
Service,
right.
so
I forgot. I forgot. Yes, do that because right now, whenever I can get passes, then that's when I'm going to plan to come. And March 7th is when they release the June passes. So, and I really want to go. Like, really, 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 really want to go. So,
I don't mind. It's
but
just,
yeah,
I guess you want to see. Well, the funny thing is, like the thing about the Smithsonian museums is that they're all right on top of each other. So
that's
yeah,
good.
because it's like African American Museum is right, kind of adjacent across from the American history, which is next to natural history, which is
I
next.
did a quick drive through of the DC area when I was there. We did a quick little drive around. I shouldn't say a drive through. but we did a quick little drive around. Um, but I mean, I saw the Capitol building, but I wasn't close to it. We drove by the Trump Hotel,
You
which
mean the fucking post office, the
yeah,
National Post Office?
yeah.
Still mad that they let him do that to that place.
Oh, I am too. Um, but I mean, like I want the full thing. The last time I came, I wasn't really about the touristy stuff. I mean, I had a goal, I had a purpose. I wanted to be immersed in the space, and I was. So now I want to come back and do the touristy thing. Shut up. No comment from the peanut gallery, please.
I didn't say anything.
I know you didn't. So, but now I want to come back and be a tourist, hair pulled up in a ponytail, walking shoes on, little sling purse, and just enjoy it. Go to some real like hole in the wall food places. I want to go where it's like your grandmama back there in the kitchen cooking. Those are the places I want to go. And I love soul food. So I mean, I want to go where,
You
you
gotta
know, mama was in the back
you're gonna make
cooking up
me
the
take you to
food.
Horse and Dickies, aren't you?
Hey, never heard of it, but I'll take it.
It's a seafood place that a lot
Okay.
of people
Yeah.
love.
Well, hey, I am down. So
There's
that'll be
actually
coming
one out
pretty
here,
soon.
isn't there? Yeah, that
Matter of
one we're not
fact,
going to. We wouldn't go to the
um,
original one in that one because fuck no.
okay. Um, let's see what else has happened in my life. My son has joined the military, so one of my babies is gone. I have a grandbaby. I am Mimi. Let's see. Let's see what else. Of course, I mean, we've talked about my daughter before, but um, she's still modeling, doing her thing. What else has happened? Or is oh, what else is coming up? My oldest daughter will be graduating from college. Let's see. I got a new job. Um, what else? Oh, I don't know if I've talked about her on here or not. Maybe I have, but my niece attends Mississippi State. She plays on their basketball team. Um,
Boo.
as of today, as of today, for the first time in school history, they have a perfect season. They are 30-0. So, yeah.
Congratulations. Just beat Connecticut and I'll be happy.
Uh, you know what? Well,
Means
I'm
nothing
looking
if you don't beat Connecticut in women's basketball these days.
very, very, very true. I am looking forward to them meeting back up with those young ladies um, and winning. Uh, so, but last year, well, wait a minute now. But last year they did beat UConn.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year they
Beat
beat
them
them.
again and again and again.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So last year, they beat them, and it was crazy because I was at my cybersecurity conference, um, and it was amazing. So I mean, they had me wanting to jump on a flight to get home so that I could watch that next game because during that particular game, I was actually in my room. Like I made sure to be in my room to watch the game. And when Lil Bit hit that shot, I was screaming. Like I had people knocking on my door to ask me if I was okay. And I was, there with my little jersey on because I wore my jersey all that day. So yeah. And then of course they were in Dallas and so they had to play. So, I was flying back home to see the next game. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. but nothing else has really happened. Um,
Much more than my life. My life's boring. Although I did get my degree
well,
in
that's
IT.
something. Hey, hey,
Now I'm going for a
hey,
small business degree.
good.
Yeah. Started another podcast, by the way. If you've ever heard of The Reason We're Born, you should watch that. Me and
I've
Cardiac
been
Camo,
listening. I've
as
been
we rant
listening.
about politics and um, social issues, which is going to be an interesting week this week because there have been a lot of craziness going on again.
Well, whenever you guys want me to hop in, I will. Toot, 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 toot.
Yeah, let y'all
Hey,
two nerds go at
what?
it. What? Are you not both
Whatever.
nerds? You are.
Whatever.
Yes, you
Whatever.
are. Um,
Um. Oh, so we've covered the hot news portion. Now we're doing the random questions. Hey, you're probably gonna have to
I,
break this
sh-
into two, but that's okay.
I
Um,
should have had some alcohol because I don't want to do
no.
this.
So one of our listeners had a question, and I'll just read it. Okay, got a strange question for you. Have you ever made a booty call? And if so, what is proper etiquette? I've never made one in my life. Now, first of all, you you have to look at this question in so many different, well, you can look at it in so many different ways, but I don't know if I should be feeling some type of way because the question came to me or what, but um
I mean, if you want to be totally honest with people, you can. I don't
no,
care.
it's okay. It's no, it's okay. But the
I'm
proper
not
etiquette for a
embarrassed.
booty call, the crazy thing is I don't think there is an etiquette, actually. I mean, to know the person would be the only etiquette I would think. Yeah, just to know them. I mean,
I wouldn't know because I've never made a booty call. I've been a booty call. I've never made.
I've never made one either. But I've gotten a text that said, "This is hilarious. We already know what's up, fellas." When you text and say, "What you doing?" When that WYD hits my phone and it's after a certain time of night, we already know. And for me, it's normally
Oh, is that
nothing.
technically true though? What if they just want to talk? Or is this that
You're
not normally happen? Seriously.
you're you're not hitting my line at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning to just talk. And actually, um, um, I don't even answer or respond to text messages past 10 o'clock if you're not somebody really close to me. So family, good friends, or my love. I'll text and talk to my love all night. But um, but after 10 o'clock, we know what's up. Um, so I would just say be truthful, be transparent. Me myself, I hate to be lied to. So, if all you want is sex, you may want to let that person know because they may want more. And I've heard stories of people going crazy um, when they feel like they've been used or lied to. Um,
Okay, but you say like after a certain time, you pretty much kind of get the idea.
Man,
So
what? You're
how do
not
you
texting at
not? How do
1:30,
you
2 o'clock to
end
talk
up
about
feeling
Tchaikovsky.
betrayed or anything if someone at 2 a.m. is texting you to come over or to ask you if you want to come hang out? Like how do you feel betrayed or feel lied to if it's that obvious?
Well, because, some people fall for the bait and they're like, hey, I need you to come over here because I need you. And then they'll make it seem like they need them for something or whatever. But when I say betrayed, meaning that Make sure that that person knows that this is strictly a booty call. This is not the beginning of a relationship.
And see, that's why, like, I don't
Just
understand the
don't.
dynamics of it, honestly,
Just
because
make sure whoever you're booty calling, you're in a relationship with them. Problem solved. Because who doesn't like getting that phone call at 2 o'clock saying come through, and you know that it's your bae? I mean, to me, there's no such thing as a booty call with bae.
yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. It's like, isn't that just relationship protocol at that point? Like, I don't. I've found myself
I
having
would
the
say,
lack of experience.
say, okay, I would say the booty call guidelines. Um, or rules to it. You come over, you do what you do, you gotta go. Ain't no hugging, ain't no cuddling, ain't no nothing. Um, these are gonna be harsh, but these are just what I would do if I was, calling for booty calls. I want you to come over here, handle your business. Don't bring a toothbrush, don't bring a bag, because you ain't gonna be here that long. So just come, do what you need to do. By the time I get out the shower, you should be gone.
Wow,
You should be
that's kind of
you should be gone.
wow.
Like gone.
Ain't
Um,
no like goodbye. I'm going to take a
no,
shower if you still here, so there's a problem. Okay.
right. Yes. Um, have no expectation of what this could lead to, because it's probably not going to lead to anything. Because guess what? I personally, and this is going to sound really crazy and crass, but I personally feel like that a booty call outside of a relationship is disrespectful, because you don't respect me enough to spend time with me. You don't respect me enough to have a conversation with me. You don't respect me enough to call me before 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you simply want the booty, fine. But I think that it's disrespectful. I mean, I've been called for a booty call before, and that didn't work out well for the young man. But because I'm a nerd, so I start asking questions like, well, why couldn't you call me before? Why did you have to wait till 2 o'clock in the morning? Am I not worth it? Am I not worthy? Am I not good enough for you? Are you too good for me? What are we doing? What made you feel like that our conversations throughout the day, our little texting, hey, what's up? Hey, I'm running over here doing this, that, and the third, or whatever. What made you feel so comfortable that you felt like you could hit me up for a piece of my goodness? Because this is life changing over here, bruh. So what are you doing?
God.
so, so, but if you're thinking about booty calling somebody, you might want to see where her head is at.
Honestly, I don't have anybody. It just came to me like one night because I just was like, I'm gonna just spill the beans. I'm the person that asked the goddamn question. Like, I'm not even going to. And it's funny because somebody just texted me and said, "What are you doing?" No, this isn't a booty call. But I found it funny that that's what you said is the way to go around it.
What are you doing? Yes.
Now this isn't a booty call situation. I'm 100% sure of that. But no, because it's like I don't. What was I watching? I was watching something where it happened. That's what
Booty
it was.
call.
No, not that. Because that movie, for being called Booty Call, it has nothing to do with what
I've
I.
never seen it.
Because it's kind of like what you said. They're kind of like the people who are. It's about a double date of anything. A
Oh, I've
booty
never
call.
seen it.
Like, yeah, it's
I've never seen it. But I will say this, and this is a beautiful thing. However, when I am involved with a man, and I do a lot of the booty calling in, because I do a lot of the the foreplay, the taking of the pictures, sending a nice little picture, sending a little
do we
video,
really
sending a
need
little
to be
teasing
knowing all of
text.
this stuff? No,
You
I
know,
don't. But okay,
well,
go ahead.
I'm just telling you in case the next chick does it. You already know what her intentions are.
Oh no,
So yeah.
I've had that done to me. That's
Oh, really?
yes. I've had
Was
people
it about
just
the
say,
crazy girl?
"Aren't they all crazy in my
Well,
life?"
I was about to say which one, because boy,
Exactly. It's like, aren't they all?
and let me do a disclaimer. Ladies, if you've ever dated my brother on any level, I know about you. We've been we've been in this game for
Okay,
almost
so
23
half the people
years
on
now.
Facebook will be now texting me as soon as I post this. Like, oh, so you told?
Oh yeah, baby, we talks about everything. So believe you me, ladies, all of y'all are crazy, and some of y'all are crazier than others. But I mean, hey, he'll be the first one to tell you. I tell him we all have levels of crazy. It's just whether or not you're willing to deal with my level of crazy, and if I'm willing to deal with your level of crazy. But some of you women, y'all are batshit crazy, like to the left and to the right. Y'all are crazy. Y'all do some really concerning things. And a couple of y'all, I was looking for y'all for a minute until he told me don't worry about it. So just putting it out there.
Okay, all right now.
But I would love to meet all of you lovely ladies when I come to
Oh
DC.
shit. Yeah, so you can't be. Uh,
I would love to meet all of you lovely ladies when I come to DC.
let's see how that's gonna go. Okay.
No, but seriously, there are a couple that I want to meet, and you know who they are. If you just think about it, just because of the things
I
that we've
know one in
discussed today.
particular that you will probably never meet because we'll probably never be in the same space together anyway.
Is it the one that broke the bed?
No, hold, wait, what?
Oh, okay.
Broke the- Shh.
Now she's gonna be in your inbox saying, "I can't believe you told it."
No, because I don't speak to that person no more. So,
Oh, well, people say that they don't talk to you and they don't worry about what you're doing, but some really do. So, but that's okay. So, what else was it?
I'm
Let's
gonna have a
see.
lot of interesting conversations coming up after this episode. She never like came back to this
Well,
podcast. God damn it.
we'll just know them. Know that for them, y'all are on notice. Don't give my brother grief because I love him. I love him a lot. So, this is the calm in my storm sometimes. And this, like recently, when I kept saying, I'm just weird. I'm just weird. I'm just weird. And he kept saying, stop saying that. I am. But what I have found is that I'm not weird. I am different. And when I look at the situation that me and you were discussing, when I kept saying that, when I look at it from an objective point of view, when I remove myself from the situation and just look at it, what would I tell you or my daughters or my friends or whomever if they came to me? And I would just say, some people just can't handle all of your awesomeness. And we need to be okay with that. So, okay,
Yeah, you're
next.
not where you're a snitch right now. God damn it.
Huh?
You're not where you're a snitch right now.
Oh, well, I mean, I can run down some of the stories. Like, what
No,
about the time when that
let's
one
just
girl?
move on to other things. Whatever. Nope, 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 nope. I don't.
Okay.
I'm
Hmm.
good. We're good. It's fine.
Some of you women have driven my brother to drink lots of drinks. Hmm. Speaking of that, I'll need to get some recommendations from you of some mixed drinks because I'm gonna step up my drinking game. So when I go
What
to a
is this with
party,
people wanting to like?
well, because I'm not really a drinker. I'll drink wine. Um, but
Oh, it's not bad. It's okay.
like this last event that I went to, it was a Black History event, and I was invited by this attorney, and so but everybody was drinking. Like, man, his bar looked like a real bar, and
Nice.
everybody was like ordering all these drinks and stuff, and of course, I'm sitting over there in my little bubble, waiting on somebody to speak. And he came over and he said, well, what would you like to drink? And I said, oh, don't worry about me. I'll just go up and get something because he actually had bartenders there.
Oh, good.
And so he said, oh, okay. Um, and so he went on to do something. And I walked up to the bartender and he was laughing because I said, hey, listen, this is what I want you to do. And he said, what? I said, I want you to give me a Sprite. I said, it's like half Sprite. No, I said it's like 25% Sprite, and then the others 25% or whatever mix you can make it to make it not taste too bad. I said like Sprite and cranberry,
That's not bad.
or and so he goes, what? I said, yeah, I just wanted to look like I'm drinking. I don't drink like that.
So
And he's
basically,
just
you just wanted to look like cranberry and vodka, basically.
yes, because I did not want people to constantly and consistently walk up to me and ask me if they could get me a drink, because that's what the men were doing. Like, hey, can I get you a drink? No, I'm good. Hey, can I get you a drink? No, I'm good. So I wanted to, so then I could be like, oh, I already got one, thank you. So yeah, so I need to, because I'm not a drinker. I call myself a lightweight social drinker. Um, like I want to say I had some apple crown here for like
Mhm.
6 months. Never been opened.
Shit, that would probably be gone within a week.
Yeah, I think I gave it away. So
Oh, you should have shipped it. Damn it.
what? Well, whatever. I mean, so I'm not really a drinker. So I'll be getting some recommendations from you.
You should have opened it. I will say
Mm,
now alcohol has been made better for people who want to get introduced because stuff like apple crown or like vanilla crown and stuff like that, they're starting to infuse alcohols with different flavors to make it easier. Like a suggestion would be something like Sky Infusions. They make a peach and a couple of other flavors where they mix it with different fruits, and it goes down very, very easy without mixing it.
okay, because I don't like the taste of alcohol. I mean, and let me just say this: it's not that I've never had a drink in my life or that I never partake in. Is that a word? If I've never partake, whatever. Um, because I have, and I used to drink a lot, but my thing was um, Long Island iced teas, and then after that, I went to Grey Goose and vodka. I, I mean, I'm sorry, Grey Goose and cranberry, and then I went to Grey Goose and pineapple, and then I stopped drinking altogether for a while, and then now I love wine. You know, I like the light, fruity wines like Moscato or um, me and Chantel went to dinner or lunch one day, and she knew all about this wine that they were serving, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a sip." And so, um, but I'm probably more of a wine drinker, and we'll leave it at that. I'm more of a wine drinker. So, and I do not partake in liquor when I'm around people that I don't know that well, or if it's my first time hanging around you, I will not drink liquor. I'll drink wine. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So,
I
yeah.
always say this to people who want to like get more into alcohol. Don't do it if you it's not something that you're very interested in. First of
Well,
all,
I know that
because
I stopped drinking um um or stopped drinking as much. Um Here's a transparency moment. But I stopped drinking as much because my dad is an alcoholic, and so that means that I am genetically predispositioned because his dad was an alcoholic as well, and some of his siblings. So I am genetically predispositioned to become an alcoholic, and I don't want to be a slave to any type of addiction. Um, and so when I find myself doing anything too much, like right now, I'm getting away from being on social media as much, but so that's why I kind of pull the reins back. Now I'm not gonna lie, I've had my boy 1 year on my birthday. I kid you not, I woke up. It was dark outside, and mind you, this was after my mom had came over and slapped the crap out of me, and my brother's friend had carried me out of the car to the house, and I fell asleep on the couch. And when I woke up, my mom was calling me, and I looked at the phone and my mom was like, "Are you coming home?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, mom, it's only 7:30." And she said, "I know, but are you coming home today?" I'm like, "Mom, it is 7:30. I promise I'll be up before noon." My mom was like, "Girl, it is 7:30 p.m." So I had slept the entire day. And but that was a birthday to remember. That was a birthday to remember.
Well, see, and that would be my second thing is if you're gonna start it, you need to at least learn how to drink.
Right.
Because a lot of people, like with alcohol, I've noticed a lot of people who, when you first get to drinking age, they just want to go all out and just like blah blah, take this, take this, take that. It's like, nah, that's not the way to go about it because you will find that you won't necessarily enjoy yourself with it. Um, it'll lead to a lot of problems, complications. You don't want that. You don't want it to be like
Right.
that because there are a lot of things that can happen with alcohol that you just don't want to have to regret. Um, I've been lucky enough to have been around people who taught me how to drink. That's why I don't mind the idea of someone coming to me asking me how to drink because I would prefer to like. There is something to be said about the dysfunction of my family having grown-ups give me alcohol underage that it can be said as positive because they didn't just throw liquor at me. They talked to me. They told like only in rare occasions would they let me touch it, and when they did, they made sure that I understood what this was and how to treat it and things like that. So, yeah, it's sad that at the age of by the time I was 14, I knew how to mix everybody, all my aunts, uncles, and moms drinks perfectly. But at the same time,
Oh
they
wow.
didn't necessarily let me drink it. But they actually like taught me about alcohol enough to where when they finally start letting me touch it, I kind of had an understanding of what was going on. And then they limited it to me. So
Mm, gotcha.
yeah. But
That makes sense. Okay. Well, let's see. What else is on my list? I think that's it. I think we're down to the wrap up. So any parting words?
um thank you if you've watched this show before and or listened to the podcast before and are glad to see it back. I promise we will definitely get back to a regular schedule. Um, we also will have some more stuff to come as far as podcasts. I know you and Mr. Cardiac and your geek shit.
Hey, hey, hey,
You're like
hey.
stupid cars that drive themselves and will
Well,
take over the
now I
world.
would like to get, well, now I want his impression and his thoughts on like the sex dolls that they have now.
Oh my
Because that's
god.
tech, you know. I want his thoughts on those. Of course, the driving cars. Um, and then I want his thoughts on like the latest hacking scandal that is like going on. And then of course everybody knows that the credit bureau was hacked. So, everybody talking about, well, they hacked it, they didn't do nothing. Oh, they did something. They didn't do what y'all wanted them to do, but they definitely did something because they took a lot of information and are selling it on the dark web. So, you know,
Yeah, y'all two geeks have fun with that. I'll just sit back and listen and drink.
whatever. So, my wrap up is I am glad to be back. I am glad that we are back. I am so excited for what his point, her view is going to cover, the things we're going to discuss and talk about, and all the goodness that is to come. So, we're back. Yay.
And I'm sure I'll have more embarrassing questions to ask and to be put in the spotlight for, as usual.
I mean, I have embarrassing questions to ask too, so we can just embarrass
Okay,
each other.
you should have asked one. Damn it.
No, it's okay.
It's
Not
gonna,
today.
no, it's gonna happen. We're gonna find it.
Well,
All right.
any relationship type question has me like, so
Uh,
so
yeah,
it's all good.
I know what question we could have asked, but I because I'm gonna be
Ask it,
nice.
ask
No,
it, ask
because
it.
we aren't supposed to discuss that situation about your visit. So
Oh no, that is off limits.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but but in all fairness, um, and we're not going to discuss it, but I just because people tend to take things and run with it. I take full responsibility for that. So Mike doesn't agree with me taking full responsibility for that. He hates that I am taking full responsibility. Mike, I'm just looking at you and you're just a mess. But Mike doesn't agree that I should take full responsibility. But I am a woman and I am able to accept the heat and apologize for when I have done something wrong, even if I did not realize that what I was doing was wrong or hurting someone. So, and Mike knows this about me, anyways. If it bothers you, it's going to bother me. Um, and as far as that situation, I just hate that I was not given. I shouldn't say hate. I'm going to say I am disappointed in the fact that I have not been given thus far. Not saying that it won't happen, because never say never. Keep hope alive. But thus far, I have not been given the opportunity to redeem myself. So that is the last time that Mike and I will be speaking on that subject because he feels completely 180. So you have to exercise, the hold my mule and hold my tongue that I have to exercise so many times with these crazy ass women that you deal with. So yeah, no,
Clearly you don't, because you just told them like you got like that you're watching them. So whatever, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
no, no, because I know that you're going to be watching him or them or whomever just as much as I'm watching. But yeah, them heifers, I got my eyes on them. But I tell you what, and this I'm putting all y'all on notice because I know y'all listen. I'm putting y'all on notice. The next one that I hear about that has done something that is so crazily unfair, and I know Mike is going to say that he can say the same thing about me, but the next one of you that does something that is so crazily unfair, please expect to get a phone call from me. And please know that Mike will not have
You
given
ain't
me
getting
your
no phone
number.
call because you don't have like my address book. I don't.
Again, let me finish. Please know that Mike will not have given me your number, but there is a special set of skills that I have, and I will utilize those skills to find you and to contact you. So,
Okay,
and
Liam
Mike knows that
Neeson.
I can do.
Okay, see,
I
yeah.
know,
All right. Okay.
but he knows that I can do it, and so that's why he's going to tell y'all to be on your best behavior because he knows that I can do it. So, so I will utilize my particular set of skills. Shout out to being a black engineer, a nerd, a female engineer, this melanin magic, because those skills will give me what I need to seek out and find. I'm not gonna stalk you or anything, but I will seek out and find you and contact you. And all I need is Mike's phone number to get the information I need. And I have his number, of course. So I can find out anything I want to about you from your phone number. Yes, I can. hmm I can even run your credit from your phone number if I wanted to. So just be on your best behavior. So far, recently, you ladies have been doing great. I want to give you guys a shout out because y'all have been so great, so good. I haven't heard any complaints or problems or anything thus far. Ain't nobody been driving by or calling and hanging up, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you walking in your womanhood. So kudos to y'all. Yes. We are back, Mike. We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. So again, thank you everybody. We appreciate you. I'm done. God damn it. Whatever. This has been a mistake I have made. I apologize to myself for that. But
We're back. Yes. Come
whatever.
through. Hey.
Whatever. Anyway,
He
thank you
liked
again
it.
for watching, listening. Expect to see this on Podbean soon. As once I do the editing, I will start uploading everything to Podbean, and then it will
Oh.
filter out to. Yes, we have our own page on Podbean now. So
Yay.
you'll see it there, and they'll filter out to all the other distribution areas for audio podcasts, like iTunes, Google Play, so on and so forth. So with that, thank you again for joining us, and we will see you next time on His Point Her View podcast. And please don't let this woman scare you to death, people. I promise you, you will not get a random call from some random person. I promise.
Do not believe him. I mean, believe him. Don't be afraid of me. I mean, you guys have seen me. I'm only 5'4.5". I only weigh 115 pounds. I can't hurt a fly. But I sure can fuck y'all up in the digital world. So y'all better be careful. Just joking. It's all jokes.
Bye.
You're dead to me. How you wanna play ball? You're dead to me. Takes off. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You know what zone I'm in. You're dead to me. Don't care who you with. You're dead to me. Watch me do my shit.